I write what I see. It's real life. It's women out there that's hurt. And it's men that did the hurting. Real talk. It takes a lot to be a father nowadays. More than just having the baby turning your back and walking away. There's so much I want to say in this song. Baby girl, keep your head up. You gotta stay strong and hold on. Watch my homies when it's in your wrong. Cause me been doing this thing for Queens for so long. I ain't trying to say that I'm perfect, baby. A lot of things that I did in my life could have drove you crazy. But to me, that's a lesson learned. Never burn the bridge with the one that loved you. Could have been the one. I apologize, but I'm dead beat. Cause I was one. Ain't no wrong when your kid don't wanna see it. Cause it's all your wrong. Like a scared little man. Cause there was too many responsibilities for you, but he could understand. I couldn't even let it die. I bet he hit his knees at night, and that's why he and his mama cried. Dry your eyes, don't you cry. Pray to be strong. Be a father to raise them. You can raise them on your own. You got the whole world on your shoulders. Ain't never been too much. Cause you a strong black woman with a backbone. And you got the magic touch. I know it's hard when you struggle alone by yourself, and sometimes when your food get low on your shelf, you don't have nobody you can talk to, nowhere to turn. Cause brothers are through so cold, they ain't concerned. That's a lesson learned. I'm here to help you through the pain. I wanna let you know that you special. You got the world again. It's a shame they in denial. They know the kid is theirs in their heart. Don't even wanna watch it going out. Can't even help you with the bills. But who they think they hurt when their kid don't wanna see them for their first years? They only hurt themselves. The baby don't know them when they see them calling daddy to someone else. How could you let them break your seed? Cause I can see you less than a man that can't achieve with no sympathy. And we all ain't rich, but it's time to separate the woman from the tricks. Spend some time with your child. Dry your eyes, don't you cry. Pray to be strong. Be a father to raise them. You can raise them on your own. You got the whole world on your shoulders. Ain't never been too much. She was a strong black woman with a backbone. And you got the magic touch. Baby girl, I really know you don't ask for much, but you deserve anything that you trust. Call him with another girl, couldn't resist his lust. Now you acting all shady cause you asked for bucks. Don't wanna see his baby cause you left him alone. Gotta go with your life and things moved on. I'm feeling your pain, that's why I'm writing this song. My beautiful black sister, you just gotta be strong and hold on. Cause time heals all wounds, don't let him get you down. Turn your frown to a smile, do it for your child. Keep your head up high. I know it get hard sometimes when you hit your knees and you wanna cry. She getting bigger every day and asking you questions about her dad, but you don't know what to say. You tell the truth and you the villain, so you gotta show her pictures of her dad and tell her that he really miss her. I know it gotta hurt inside and feeling daddy left you alone for y'all to die. Why should you lie? Just let him see it for herself. Cause once they get old enough, I bet they won't care why he left her. Dry your eyes, don't you cry. Pray to be strong. Be a father to raise them. You can raise them on your own. You got the whole world on your shoulders. Ain't never been too much. Cause you a strong black woman with a backbone. And you got the magic touch. Keep your head, baby. I see what you're going through. I feel your pain, baby. Yeah. 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 I see you. I see you. Just keep on striving. God gonna continue to bless you, baby. My black queen. I feel your pain, baby. I see your heart. All women ain't bad. All men ain't good. All men ain't bad. All women ain't good neither. I just wrote this song for the ones that I recognize it is. Yeah, baby. I just want to be a man about it.
Blessings, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. I love and miss y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the show tonight. We have a special guest. Hello, Mr. Kelly.
Hey, what's up, Cookie? How you
How you
doing?
doing? Blessings to you. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm getting over a cold, so please forgive my voice. I want to thank you and welcome you. I appreciate you and your manager, Mr. Lovell. Hello, how are you?
What's good with Mr. Lovell?
Hey, how y'all doing this evening?
Okay.
All right.
Can everybody
Thanks
hear
for
me?
having us.
Thank you, Cookie. We appreciate you as well, and DB.
Yes.
Baby,
Welcome
it's
to
a
Good
blessing.
Vibes Only.
It's a blessing. Like I said, I'm getting over a cold, so I hope that my voice isn't too harsh for y'all. Jeff, can you hear me okay? Blessings to you, sweetie. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. Um, Before we start, I did have something else I wanted y'all to listen to. I was playing it, y'all, and I forgot to take the speaker off. So enjoy this for me. And just remember, it's good vibes only here. All is welcome.
Father God, this is your son, Carey. I come to you as humbly as I possibly can, asking you to forgive me for all the wrong things that I've done on this side of the sun against your sons and your daughters, my brothers and my sister. Father, I ask you to continue to guide my steps, lead me in the right way, and allow my life and everything that I've been through to become a testimony to help your people. Father, I know that you are the beginning and you are the end, the Alpha and Omega. Bless me and my family, my loved ones, even my enemies, Lord. From the top of our head to the sole of our feet, with the blood of Jesus. Allow people to hear this story, Lord, and it to be able to manifest into their lives, to be able to help, not make the same mistakes that we did. Allow them to be able to accept this story, Lord, that it is the truth. And the Bible says that the truth is the way and the light. That's your word. Amen.
Hello again. So once again, I have Mr. Kelly with me and his manager, Lovell.
Hey, y'all.
Anything you want to say before we get started?
I just want to say thank you for having us. I think we're in for a treat in this interview, and Carey has so much to share. He's so passionate in his story, and we just want the world to hear his story.
Yes, yes. First, can you introduce yourself to us and tell us who you are?
Okay, my name is Lovell Jones. I am the president of Urban City Entertainment. Former MCA recording artist, I've toured with some of the greats in R&B, including R. Kelly, Keith Sweat, Joe Levert, Silk, platinum writer, producer, entrepreneur, basically, and lifelong friend and brother to Carey Kelly.
Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes. Okay. We're Carey, did you want to tell us why you're here? What's your purpose to be here?
My purpose to be here is to be able to enlighten people and shine a light on things that people have a lot of questions about when it comes to my family. Um, Nobody is perfect. My family is just like everybody else family, and we just a little bit more out there when it comes to media and things that has transpired in our lives. But I just wanted to be able to enlighten people on certain things that they may have, questions about, and things that we've been through. We've been through some stuff as a family. Um, a lot of people may see Robert's fame and fortune and things of that nature, and see that that, or think that everything was positive all the way up until his situation, right, his incarceration. But there was a lot of things that happened before that with us as a
Right.
family, with being around the wrong people. Our mother was great. Our grandmother, our great grandmother was great. It was just the other people that we was around that kind of altered our life down like a spiral, out of control type of situation. And a lot of people don't see that because Robert's great at what he do. He's the best at what he do. But the behind the scenes type of situation is what we went through, and he went through to even get to where he became the king of R&B.
Right. But you know what, Carey, I'm gonna say this. We're all human and it's called life. There's no perfect person, there's no perfect family. We all have our struggles. So, and if anybody be honest with self, we can all agree we all got dysfunction in our family. And like you said, people look at it that because you're at a certain status, you have money, you have fame, that your life is supposed to be perfect. And that's hardly not the truth. I'm going to start off by removing the elephant out the room because I'm pretty sure, you got your pros and your cons. You got your yays and your nays. And a lot of people at some point, I'm sure, had their opinions on the Mr. Carey Kelly yesterday, meaning 5 years ago, versus Mr. Carey Kelly the day before yesterday, which was 2 years ago, and then Mr. Carey Kelly today, right here, talking to us live, who want to know or had questions about why you did or said or made the statements about Robert in the past and where your heart is today. If you would like to address that.
It's simple. I'm not proud of it, but like you said, nobody's perfect. I'm a human being just like everybody else is. And the biggest thing is to be able to stand up and be accountable for the mistakes that we make in this life. To me, that is a stand up person, whether it's a female or a male, to be able to stand up and be accountable for the things they done wrong. Um, and that's why I named the book "Lord Forgive Us All," the Kelly Chronicles. Lord forgive us all, because we all have made mistakes, and I'm stepping forward and bearing my cross and carrying my cross, and all the things that I have done, I'm trying to correct them. Um, and the Bible say the truth shall set you free. So basically, this is not a bashing story. This is some things that I want to really talk about that my brother actually went through, and I actually went through. We went through some things as kids, and it kind of developed us to be the adults that we are. Um, and made that's how we made mistakes in our life, not blaming everybody else, but because at the end of the day, it's still our final decision on what we decide to do. But
Exactly.
a lot of things can gear you or lead you down the wrong path, you
Right.
know.
And you kind of answered the first question I had was, do you regret that statement? You know, we all have to be accountable for the choices we make in life, for our own actions. And I
Right.
believe that you're doing just that. You're being accountable for whatever wrongs you feel you've done and whatever love you have in your heart for your brother. You're trying to build that back up. And it's not
Yes.
for anybody else to judge. I'm just speaking for self, I should say. Excuse me. It's not for anybody to judge. It's for you to get right with yourself and with your brother. You know what I mean? Would you like to do you believe or have you asked Robert to forgive you? Or do you
I,
just
I have I have before in the past when he was out. Um and I've asked Bruce to forgive me. Um, it's not just about Robert. Bruce is my brother as well.
right,
Teresa, um, I asked her to forgive me. Um, and I also let them know that I forgive them. That's important because it's not only that I done something wrong. We all have done something wrong to each other. And so I asked them to forgive me. And I just can only hope and pray that they do. But I just know in my heart that God is not through with me yet, but He's working on me. And I'm starting to be able to see things for what it really is, like how our mother raised us. She raised us the right way. She raised us with morals and values and love and those things. So I'm trying to gravitate back to what I know we was taught,
right,
and I just hope they can do the same.
right. I know I had forgot to ask DV, or you rather. I'll let DV handle that. The intro song would be a father to your child. DV take over and y'all can talk about that. Oh, 'cause he's also here. Y'all can promote his book, which y'all probably already heard about. He's coming out with more volumes of it. And also he has some new music for us. And I must say, I do enjoy it. I enjoyed the book as well.
I appreciate that, Cookie. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yes. Go ahead, DB.
Yeah. So, Mr. Carey, um, my favorite song, "Be a Father to Your Child" on the album. Where were you like in your like? What was your headspace? When you wrote that song? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where were you at in life when you wrote that, and to the up to the point where you kind of produced it? I mean, when you produced it, recorded it.
Well, I mean, it was a lot of things going on. When I actually thought about uh, creating that song in my mind. First of all, I wasn't a perfect father myself. I have made mistakes, and with my children and things of that nature. When it comes to, really not knowing, I never had a father to actually teach me how to be a father. My mama did the best thing that she could. But she's a woman. She was a woman, and she raised us the best way that she knew how. But at the end of the day, I didn't have that father figure to be able to guide me in the right direction. So with that being said, that's how I made mistakes when it came to my kids. Sometimes I didn't listen to what they had to say. Sometimes I didn't, put myself in their shoes on certain things, um, things of that nature. And then not only that, I was able to be in some relationships where I seen um, the women having problems with their kids' fathers, and I was able to step up and for the children, and at the same time doing the right thing by my kids, as far as making sure they was in school, making sure they had clothes, food, on the table, and making sacrifices for them. And I started seeing, it kind of blew my mind for me to see, uh, you know, some of these fathers of the children that I have dated not wanting to have anything to do with their own children because they're not together anymore. And that is what really, my mistakes that I made, and correcting them to the best of my ability with my children at the time. They all grown now, thank God. Um, and being able to see that, I mean, how do you walk away from your flesh and blood and not do anything to help your flesh and blood, because you can't have a sexual relationship with a mother anymore?
Right.
And that's what made me really think about, you know uh to be a father to your child, because at the end of the day, that's still your child, no
Right.
matter what.
Absolutely.
So that's what kind of inspired me. It'd be bad moments and situations in my life that make me think outside the box.
Right.
And that's why I say, in that song, that I was a deadbeat to a certain degree, not by not taking care of my kids, but by not listening to them, not putting myself in their shoes. But I did everything that I could, possibly financially. But at the end of the day, that's not all it takes. It takes being able to understand your kids. It
Right.
takes being able to understand what they're going through. Um, and in most cases, some of my kids' mothers, I had my kids, I was raising them, and they wanted to party. So I did my job, my due diligence on what I was supposed to do, and that's when I really started seeing different things on what a woman go through. Because most of the time, women be the one that's left with the kids. So I raised mine.
Right.
I got the battle wounds to prove it. I put them in school. I did the best that I could. When I look back on it, I probably could have done better if I would have knew better. But
Right.
that's part of life when you make mistakes and you realize it, and then you just try to correct it to the best of your ability. That's all we can do.
That's
So,
all
but
you
that is what inspired me to be able to write that song, "Be a Father to Your Child."
now, and that's the first step, breaking that cycle, trying to break that cycle, and don't allow, what you did in the past to keep you from doing so. That's what growth is all about. Now you have three siblings. Your oldest is your sister, and then it's Bruce, and then Kelly, Kels, I should say, and then you, right?
Yes,
The baby. So with that growth that you have, or what you learned about yourself, you had to go through those trials and tribulations in order to understand the wrongs of your ways, correct?
correct.
Okay. All right. Here's something else special for y'all. This is I would like to say, and I'll let you, explain it, a little bit of the history of um, Carey. I hope I don't make you cry because I did want to bring out some emotions because people need to know that we have feelings. People have feelings, and with that history in our past, there was emotional feelings behind it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm hoping that people will understand that. I can stop hitting this daggone button twice.
As the youngest of the bunch, I was looked after by my older brothers and sisters.
Y'all hear that?
We always looked out for
Yeah.
one another.
Okay.
We know that family was supposed to be there looking out for us. Us family who counted on us. My mama used to give me an awkward eye because she nicknamed Arkansas, because they called him a nigga. Johnny Lee became a companion to my mother due to her husband cheating on her. The relationship didn't last long. Nevertheless, I was a product of that. My stepfather was inconsistent, and that's what led my mama to the arms of another man, my father. But yet in her heart, she understood that my father, Johnny Lee, could not be the person she needed him to be for her family.
So, Cal, I have to get used to calling you Carey. Carey, when you think about your dad, do you think that that played a part in a lot of how you look at yourself as a father?
Well, I mean, I really don't. I don't think that that plays a part in it, Cookie. What I believe is, when it come down to the situation being what it is and what it was, I feel like, yeah, I could have done better. We all probably have that so real moment in our life where we say, you know, we could do better, you know. But at the end of the day, I think I done a damn good job. Um, in spite of my father not being there. And it wasn't him not being there by his doing. It was him not being there because he was in the streets. He had murdered some people, and my mama didn't know that in the beginning. So when she found out, she had to cut the relationship off. But you know, I just think that I'm the type of person that um, and I haven't always been that way. But I mean, if I see something that I need to correct, I try to correct it because at the end of the day, it makes me a better person. Um, and so I believe that it could have affected me more, but I believe that the teachings of my mama, what I held on to, and what she taught me, is what allowed me to be able to be a father to my children to the best of my ability, even though I didn't have a real dad in my life.
Right. That's one part of most of the book. I, the love and the admiration and that 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 strength that your mother talked about your mother. A lot of that it just touched me so much because I could hear it in your voice or how you spoke about your mom, and I kind of visualized, you know, who she was. Like listening to that book, I'm telling you, my mind was just right there in your household, you know, of how she must have loved y'all and tried to do the best that she can to raise y'all to be good kids, strong men. Because I was calculating in my head and looking at everything, excuse me. And by the age of 20, your mother had already had 3 children. So can y'all, people out there that's listening, understand a young mother with 3 children, practically, really, you might as well say on her own, even though she did have Lucius. Did I say his name right? Lucius? Lucius?
Lucius, yes, that's
Yeah,
correct.
but we all know as mothers, with a husband, with a significant other, with whatever, we are the parent. That's our kids. I'm not saying a father is any less, but mothers is a special heart for their kids. So I could just imagine with her having 3 children at that age, she was going to do her best to make sure y'all, you know, got through life and try to be something and make strong men. Um, is there any life lessons that you feel your mother didn't prepare you for, as as far as you knew what you were supposed to do as a child, But as you got up in your teens and you became a young man, did you kind of forget or not pay attention to certain things that maybe she taught you or maybe she didn't prepare you for?
Well, I honestly have to say, Cookie, that to be honest, my mama used to tell me. I don't know if she told this to my brothers because I used to think I knew it all. She
Uh-huh.
said, what you don't know will make up a whole nother world," and that was heavy, And I really didn't think about um, a lot of things that she said until after she passed away. So she taught me. I mean, I feel like she done the best that she could as a mother, you know. Um, but I feel like we wasn't the best children to her.
Right.
And what I mean by that is we had to get out here and start smelling ourselves and want to do things our way. Um, not really thinking about consequences and repercussions that come along with it. It's rules and regulations and different things, and I got out there heavy in the streets, but a lot of things was, what my mama had taught me and my brothers and my sister not to do.
Right.
But once you start being in relationships at an early age and you start feeling yourself and smelling yourself, you feel like you're grown. A lot of these kids think they're grown, and I used to tell my kids, you ain't grown until you pay a bill, you know, paying some bills or making sure that the lights stay on or the water stay on or the roof stay over your head. You're not grown until then. So I thought I was grown, but I
Right.
still needed my mama. You know what I'm saying? So um a lot of things didn't really uh click in with me until she passed away. And I was only 22 years old when she passed. And that right there was everything that she taught me. I had no choice but to go back. And even though I didn't get it right then, I would think about, she told me this would happen, or she said this, or she said that, or to do this or to do that to prevent this from happening. But I didn't listen. So, that's why I say we have to be real with ourselves in this life in order to be able to get through situations. We have to be able to be real with ourselves and not listen to other people saying that we doing it right, but we really not. They just cheering us on because of who we are or who we can to. They just telling us what we want to hear. We need people in our lives to tell us the things that we don't want to hear. And
Right.
those are the things that we really need to listen to,
Right.
the things that we don't want to hear.
It's kind of crazy because my next question was going to ask you, if the choices and decisions that you made in life, did you think that you utilized them teaching that was instilled in you after, you went through what you had to go through, your journey, your transformation? Was that when it really stuck to you that of all the teachings and the ethics and the morals of life that your mom was trying to teach you, you got
Well,
it
I'm not.
that
I'm
fast?
not going. I'm not going to lie to you, Cookie. It took years. I mean, and I'm still a work in progress. You know what
Right?
I'm saying? It took years for
Yes.
me to be able to see. My mama used to tell us all the time that a hard head make a soft ass.
Mhm.
So if you keep on bumping your head, and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, then you keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna keep getting what you're getting.
Right. I
Facts.
um like I said, I have a lot. I know we're gonna be a little bit short on time because we started off a little late. But I came across this one little story um that you had shared, and I thought it was just the sweetest little thing. And I want you to tell me, after everybody here, um, what was going on that day, okay? Oh, shoot. Is it this?
So which story is that? Because it's so many stories. That's
This
that's 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 the
this is the neighbors. When your
okay.
I believe it's your grandmother It was a big mom, and y'all had just came back from staying with her for a while because she was sick, and
Okay.
the neighbor said something to your mother.
Oh yeah. 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 Most definitely.
So I think we missed it. The
Well, what happened?
okay, so you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know which one you're talking about. What had happened that day, you know, um, my mama wasn't no joke. I gotta say that, but I had so much respect and still have so much respect for her, even though she's not here in the physical. But I want to be like her, because she was one of the strongest women that I knew in this world. She basically, she got along with her neighbors and she was neighborly, but she just didn't like bullshit. If
Right.
it's bullshit, you can miss her with that. And so, one day I think my brothers was playing or something, um, in the yard or by the neighbor's house. Um, and I think the neighbor either threw something on them or she did something
You made a
that was
comment
real.
to your mother about her grandmother, about your
Right.
grandmother.
That's how the conflict came. But she was actually messing with the lady was messing with my brothers and
Mm-hmm.
me. And you know, so it was bad vibes from that point on.
Right.
And from there, you know, the lady and my mama had stopped speaking or whatever. And my great grandmother was in the hospital, and we thought that she wasn't gonna make it. And the lady must have got wind of it because in the projects, one person know, or not just even the projects in neighborhoods, period,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it's close knit.
Right.
One person knows something, a lot of people know, or everybody know.
Right.
And so my mama was real distraught about that because my great grandmother was her grandmother, and we was all close to her, and she was in the hospital, and we had got word that she might not make it. So anyway, it got back to the neighbor. So when the neighbor got to arguing with my mama, she told her, "I heard your grandmama in the hospital, and I hope the bitch die." What she say that for?
Oh Lord.
You know. Um,
And what
and
my
so my mama told us. She said tomorrow morning we're gonna get up early in the morning because she get her kids ready for school. She'd say, Bruce, Teresa, Robert, and Carey, I want y'all to go out there when her kids come out, and I want y'all to attack them.
I knew that's where we was going.
So we like, well, mama, we cool with them. Y'all ain't cool with them no more, cause I ain't cool with them. So we had to get up, and soon as they came out the door, the lady came out, she peeping around, she looking to see. My mama rushed out that door and started beating that lady in her face. I ain't know my mama could fight like that.
wow. So
And she was beating that lady in her face.
fighting daddy, kids fighting kids.
Yeah, and she said, Lucius, you better grab that nigga. So so he ain't had no choice. He didn't want no smoke with my mama. So so he ended up grabbing her, grabbing him. They get to fighting. They tussling. So it's
Right,
a family
right.
fight. And she had the same amount of kids that my mama had. So
Wow.
it was like, you
It was
know,
all even and good,
it
huh?
was all even and good. It wasn't no jump situation. Everybody, and they all was around the same age.
Right.
So they got to fighting and tussling. My mama got to beating that woman. She kept on begging her to stop hitting her. She couldn't see. She hit that woman in her eye and bust her eye, and the lady couldn't see. It was blood everywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
they end up, the police was being called, and once the police was called, they my mama, my stepfather, and the lady and her husband ended up going to jail.
Well,
Um,
I'm telling y'all, if
Um,
you have not read or listened to that book, it's some funny stuff in there. It's some sad stuff. But it's a really good reading. I'm telling y'all, I really enjoyed it, Carey. I like the way you did it. I like the music that was with it. I like the theatrics that you used.
Thank
Like,
you.
I'm hoping something y'all can really hear it, because that's why I wanted to play it. Because Carey, baby, you should do this for a living. You really
So,
should. Really good at
so
it.
Cookie, can I intervene for a second, Cookie?
Sure.
Okay. Just want to intervene for a second because those stories were funny, and Carrie, I would like for you to also tell my story, my part of the story. I like that's so funny to me. Don't forget that out. We're gonna get to that a little bit later on. But at Good Vibes Only over here, we like to show everybody the hospitality of speaking, feeling free to speak. So at the same time, I would like to ask Brother Lovell a question, if I may do so.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Lovell. So, first question is, how long have you been his manager? And how would you say that experience has been ever since y'all linked up or whatever?
Okay.
However y'all
So
went about it.
me and Carrie have met on tour on the 12 play tour back in 1994. We've been close. We've been brothers ever since then. To be honest with you, he's been closer than my twin brother that I have, and I've been more of a brother to him than Robert has been to him. So we have a really close knit, um, relationship. And as far as manager, I probably could say I was his manager way back then, trying to keep him off of Rob, keep him from fighting, and keep him on the tour because Killer didn't take no shit. He wasn't a
Right,
yes man, and he didn't bow down to his brother. His brother was not R. Kelly than him. His brother was Robert Kelly,
Right, right.
right,
and so
absolutely.
it started from there. But after we left the tour, he moved. Him and Robert had some problems, and he moved to Cleveland, and um, we became more business partners as well as just friends. We started doing some music together, started getting them interviews. So this goes way back to probably 2000 since I've been working with Killer. I just want to see him win. He has a passionate story, a story that any family can relate to.
Right,
Besides the point
absolutely.
that it's R. Kelly, one of the biggest superstars in music history, it's a story about a family dynamic, ups
Yeah.
and downs,
Now
and
I
it's
know
a,
him. Go
a
ahead,
story
Cookie.
about redemption as well.
Hmm.
Now I know him as Killer too. So Cookie, a lot of people, a lot of y'all don't know him as Killer or whatever, but that is a name that, if I'm not mistaken, you told me. I think you said your mom gave you, bro.
Yeah, my mama
As a
named me that.
nickname. Yeah. So he
And
took that
that's
on.
because that's what your father's nickname was.
Absolutely, I was about to say that
No,
after his dad.
his name
Yeah.
wasn't his name. My father name wasn't Killer. He had,
He
Yeah,
was a
two.
killer.
Yeah, he was
He
a
was
killer.
the killer.
Yeah, yeah, he was a
Okay, we
killer
got
for
that
real.
correct now.
I wasn't
Yeah,
talking out there like
yeah.
that. Right?
And it's
Cookie
crazy
trying to
because that's how he met my mama. He was on the run from Mississippi, from Arkansas, West
Uh-huh.
Memphis, Arkansas. You know, back in the early in the '60s, I want to say,
Mhm.
I want to say about '68. Because he was on the run for some years, and that's how he met my mama in Chicago. But he, they called him a nigger, and he shot two white men down in the streets,
Wow.
dead, shot them dead. And when he came to Chicago, my mama didn't know none of that. She liked him. He had a swag, and you know what I'm saying. He didn't take no shit either, from what I heard. And and he was a good dude, but he just wasn't gonna take. He wasn't gonna bow down. And that's what my mama taught me too. So I get it from both of them. If you don't stand up for what you believe in, you're gonna fall for anything.
Right. So I know that, like you said, Lucius was your stepfather, right?
Right.
He helped raise the children with your mother. Like I said, I have some play-ins, clips to play, but I don't think it's y'all. Are y'all? I don't know if y'all are hearing it very well. Could y'all understand it?
We can't hear it that great, but
We
we
Okay.
can
can
hear
make
a
some
little
of it
bit.
out.
Try to just
Right.
set it up to what I know the clips are about, and then Carey can answer the questions. Um, so Lucius, even though he was your stepfather, you didn't feel as though he liked you too well. And that was because one, like you said, they were off and on for many years. None of your brothers or sister is his children, right? So your
Right. She already had my brothers and my sister before she even met Lucius.
okay, so then they had a little breakup. He was cheating, doing his thing. So they had a breakup. Your mom found comfort in another man, and fortunately, not unfortunately, fortunately for you and for us, you were born. You were a product of that affair. I'm not even gonna call it a fair because she wasn't with Lucius at the time. So you felt as though he harbored some type of resentment towards you because of the relationship you had with
Yeah.
your mom and
Yes.
Johnny Lee.
Yes.
So
Because
he knew
actually,
Johnny Lee coming around to see you.
mhm,
Okay.
yeah, he actually did, and rest his soul. But I'm gonna speak on what's real, and
Right.
and even as a kid, I felt that was not fair to me because I didn't have anything to do with me being here.
Right.
Um, so at the end of the day, the bottom line, what I'm saying, it was a lot of um problems between us because I had a brother too that passed away before I was born, which was he was Lucius' child, and he passed away at birth,
So
and
it was a little bit of resentment and hurt for him because, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Excuse me. I do want to play this, and I hope that y'all can hear it because the little jump off that carried on to something else that when I heard it, I had a thought of it. Is it okay if I play that song? Remember the one we discussed, Carrie?
yes,
When I asked you that one question about a situation?
yes,
Is that okay?
that's okay.
Okay, let me make sure I get the right one up. And I hope it comes out clear enough because it's really, I thought, you know.
Who are afraid to speak about what they've been through. As a child, I speak for you.
Now, very listen to these words. Listen.
It's, turn it down a little
Too
bit. It's
loud.
loud.
It's
Oh, too loud.
distorted.
Yeah, too
I'm
loud. Yeah.
sorry. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Message goes out to the women of the struggle. Religion took a stand and let the world know I love you. I place no one above you. I know what you've been through. My prayer pulls out the people been through what I've been through. I saw you in my dreams, so I know that God sent you. You really thought they loved you, but they only just pretend to. All them nights you couldn't sleep when he was messing with your mental. You was a kid, he knew better, and it's not coincidental. He was coming in your room, you pretend to be dead, and you praying that you're dreaming, and it's all up in your head. He took your innocence when you were sleeping in the bed. No one is gonna believe you, you was too afraid to say it. Lord died for us to live, but the devil wanna say it. And he violated you, I'm not gonna be afraid to say it. Get this record to the world and tell the DJ he should play it. To encourage all the kids so they never will be scared.
Do you want to explain? I'm gonna let you tell us what that song is to you.
Well, that song was encouraged by real life events that actually happened to me, and I actually regretted not telling my mama. I didn't tell my mama that my sister was touching me. I didn't tell her that. I knew it would probably break her heart, and she probably would have caught a murder case for killing my sister if she would have believed it. So I never told her. My mama went to her grave, and I never told her. And I know that a lot of kids that's out here um, is living with that. They living with, not telling their uncle, their cousin, their brother, or whoever touched them. And so I would speak for you.
Right.
I would speak for you.
When I first played it, when I first listened to it, um, I had to go back and really listen to it again. But the first time when I was just listening to it, what stood out on me was when you said, "You come into my room and I pretend that I'm dead."
Yeah,
And
that
I mean, like I said, where our minds are always most of the time on Kel's, may he get out soon. But because of the recent documentary that came out with his daughter, when I heard that, I heard her saying, "I pretended to be asleep." And I was thinking, I said, now I wonder, because that is your niece, and I'm sure she listens to your music if it's out there. The and I don't want to put you in the middle of it like that, but how likely could that have been a part of her confession? Her
totally unlikely.
Okay,
Totally unlikely.
right,
My brother ain't did. He may have done a lot of things. He ain't did that.
right. That's I just
He
like
ain't, he ain't did that.
right.
This child, he ain't did that.
Like, I just when I heard it, I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, is this where she got this from?" But it was just a thought in my head. I just wanted to put it out there. Not saying I'm not victim shaming. I'm not saying if it's true or not true. I just thought it was kind of ironic that those were the words. Kind
Well,
of
I thought it was ironic for all that to come out after Puffy got arrested. I
right,
thought it was ironic that he'd been in jail for 5 years and that never came up in the trial. And I was in the trial in New York
mhm,
twice.
right,
I thought that was ironic because it seemed like to me that's when it should have been more important if it was any truth to it. That's
right,
just me speaking from my heart. You know
right,
what I'm saying? I don't care what we've been through, but that's that I don't believe that that's him.
right,
And like I said, the child of the century, that was never brought up.
right,
Um, he wasn't charged with that.
right.
So now 5 years later,
For
you
yeah,
know,
and
of
like
him being incarcerated,
right,
this is what's happening now. And then there's rumors out there of things of you know he's supposed to had sold her to Diddy and Jay-Z.
oh yeah, I just heard that.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Crazy. So, I don't believe it.
Right. Yeah, and I'm not gonna talk like I said. I told you before. I don't want to make this about Kelly, about Kels, because um, this is about you and your book and your music. But because you are his brother, I don't want anyone to think that we're shying away from any question. Because you said I was free to ask you anything that I wanted to ask you. Okay. Um. So back to you and the book and the music. Do you do you wish that your mother, I mean, 'cause like I said, with the back and forth that her and Lucius was doing, do you wish that your mother would have been strong enough to leave Lucius because of his cheating?
Sometime that played in the back of my head, but I also knew that she loved him, and
Mhm,
she was with him up until her dying day, and I always wanted her to be happy. And
mhm,
whatever made her happy, that's what I wanted. Because at that point it's not about me, especially when I'm grown. But I just wanted her to be happy.
right,
That's it. And if her loving him is what made her happy, then I was fine with that.
right. Did you have any contact with, now you say he passed away, right?
Yes.
Do you have any contact with your father, or have you seen him since you became an adult, or is he deceased as well?
Now that I don't know. I really some years ago, I want to say about at least maybe 20 years ago,
Mhm,
I called myself trying to find them.
mhm.
Um, you know, and I just pretty much gave up.
Right, because
You
you said
know,
the last time you seen him was maybe when you were 5?
yes,
Yeah, you only seen him twice in your life. Yeah, it was
yes,
a thought that I had in my head. So
Hey,
going
hey,
into the door, we're about to start talking about the door. Are you okay with
hey,
that?
yes,
hey, Cookie, right quick, can we give a special shout out to the people that's in the chat? Brother Jeff, what's good with it? Jay Taylor. Uncle JoJo, what's happening, Jack? Sir Miguel, what's good with it? Um, Sister Carla, what's happening, y'all? Um, Purple Purple, TSW, what's good with it, everybody? Appreciate y'all for coming by.
Yes, well, yes, Miss
D,
D as well.
D Ferries, is that D
Thank y'all
Ferries?
so much for coming in.
Okay,
Um,
go ahead, continue. Go ahead.
I appreciate y'all. When you talk about the door, um, it's mainly talking about the abuse, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Um, you were what age 6 years old, and you were abused by your sister Teresa, who is about 9 years older than you. So she would have been about 15.
Yes.
Do you know at what age that she might have started abusing Robert? Like, was
Well,
it before you, or did she start at the same time with both of you?
I think it was around the same time because we both, you know, um, I never actually seen it with my own eyes. I'm not gonna lie,
Hmm.
but I know what happened to me when I couldn't go outside or I was gonna get a whooping. And when she let them go outside and play, and I had to stay back, and then she would start doing that with Robert. Um, so I can only imagine, you know, what he went through when he had to stay, and we was allowed to go outside.
Right.
So um, I spoke on it in several interviews years ago, and Robert kept saying it was a family member, but he ended up coming out saying that it was our sister.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I had a lot of things I was going to play, but I'm not going to waste a lot of time on that. We'll just talk about it. Because I had went back and watched the interviews, and one thing had popped out to me is when you were talking about that, is that you felt as though Robert, kind of got around. He kind of enjoyed it. And when I thought about it, when I first heard it, I was like, what? Because that was the first time I heard it. I forgot all about it from years ago. And then when I thought about it, you were 6, Robert would have been 10. So at 10, it's a little bit different in ages to the point where I don't know how little boys are at 10, but I'm pretty sure little boys are feeling themselves a little bit to that they know a little more. So I just wonder if that could have been the reason for you to think that, or to say that he enjoyed it. It was because he knew what his wing could maybe do. He might have had gotten to talk about the birds and bees or something, or it was easier for him to. I don't know, guys. Y'all tell me. I got all guys up here. Do y'all?
Well,
You know?
well, I'm gonna say it like this. When I say enjoyed it, I think it was because of his ignorance of not knowing better. Even though Robert got me by 4 years, three
Mhm.
years and 11 months, I knew it was wrong, and
Right,
and 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 I knew it was not right. It was off. Even as between 5 and 6 years old, I knew that. And I actually I hated my sister for that. I
right.
hated her for that.
You had
You
every
know, because I felt like she took my innocence away from me. And I didn't have any choice in the matter. It was either my mama put her in charge to watch us, so she trusted her.
right,
So I'm caught between the rock and the hard place as a kid. I don't want to tell my mama, and I regret that I never did.
right.
And that's another reason why this book is what it is, the Kelly Chronicles, Lord forgive us all. Because like I said, we all made mistakes, and I regret that. I regret that. And it's a shame that she caused a lot of things to happen the way that it did, and for us to become adults and make the bad choices and bad decisions, and especially when you don't never get help for that. I've gotten help, but it's like I still be needing to talk to people.
Oh, yeah.
Robert never got help. He
Now,
never got help.
when you say that, most of the time they say hurt people hurt people. So have y'all, like, I know it wasn't talked about a lot, or at all among each other, even with you and your brothers. Um, do you believe that someone hurt her? That she learned that behavior from someone?
I mean, it's a possibility, it's a possibility. I can't really speak on that because I don't know. I can only speak on what I do know. Like I said, I can't really speak on Robert's situation, but I felt that something happened with him with my sister, and then he confirmed it
Right,
later on in his life, as a superstar. He
right.
confirmed it. He wouldn't have confirmed it if it wasn't true. So my thing is, for people to tell me I'm crazy and I didn't, that didn't happen to me. I got a great memory on a lot of things, that especially when it affects your life and alter your life forever.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna forget that.
Yeah, I will admit, I am a survivor myself. And I remember when I talked about it, I was told the same thing. You're crazy. That didn't happen. What are you talking about, girl? Stop telling lies. And it do make you down. It do make you not want to trust that you can tell somebody, and you hold on to it. I held on to one of my abuser's secrets till I was 26 years old. 26. Another one, I was 22 before I told my daughter's father, and nobody else in the family knew. But that uncle was coming out of town from New York, and my grandmother said, "Oh, he's gonna stay with you." Blah blah. Huh? No. And my boyfriend was like, "Why not? That's your uncle." No, he's my aunt's ex-husband. And I start crying, and I had to tell him what happened. Well, he didn't stay with me. Just put it that way.
Right, right.
So it do be very hard sometimes, and people got to understand. Yeah, sometimes your family will be ready to kill somebody, but a lot of times some relatives will be in so denial that they don't want to accept that that has happened to you. Because it's yeah, yeah. So
And
I want you to know that, like I said, when I read that and you told me that your mother never knew, don't beat yourself up about that. Like you said, in your heart, you felt like she probably would have murdered your sister. So we don't know what the outcome would have been, but don't beat yourself up about holding it in. All you can do is heal today and work
and
on.
and, and I forgive everybody in my family. Like I said, even if they don't forgive me, I forgive them. Because I've been through some things, in my life, and I put them through some things as well. But I always reflect back to the Bible. And our grandmother was an evangelist, and she always taught us the right way. The Bible said the truth shall set you free, not lying. And that's why I corrected a lot of things that I did lie about on Tasha K. Um, I was angry. I'm human, and I'm not in denial of that. I said things because I was angry, and I said things because I was hurt. So I atoned for that with God. And whether my family forgive me or not, that's on them.
Right,
I forgive them, but I'm still gonna speak my truth because it is healing in the truth. It is, the truth is the way and the light. I'm not mad at nobody, but these are things that actually happened that altered and changed my life to the point where I hope that this story can help somebody else out there that's going through some things with their family, or even their friends, or they mama friends, or their daddy friends, and they haven't told nobody. They need to really step up. And it's not easy to do, being scrutinized. It's not easy to be in the hot seat when people think this about you, think that about you, and think this about you. Well, I realized that don't nobody have no heaven or hell to put me in.
right,
So, what I'm saying, the only way that I'm gonna get to heaven and see my mama and my grandmama again is I got to be right. I got to live right. I got to forgive people, and I got to do right. So that's where I'm at in my life. I'm not holier than thou, and I'm not, none of that. I'm just trying to get on the right path and treat people like I want to be treated. That's it.
right. Lavelle, hi, are you there,
Yeah,
sweetie?
I'm here.
So now I don't know if you got. I mean, because you probably got a lot of music that Carey has written and sung. I only have six for now. Is there a favorite of yours?
Hmm. It's not one in particular that sticks out. I mean, there's so much music. I mean, he's been recording music for 20 years. And music that speaks his truth. It's almost like it's a soundtrack to his life. So not one sticks out. If you listen to 5 or 6 of them in a row, it kind of gives you an understanding of his journey, where he's been, where he's going, and where he is now. That's how I look at it. So it's not just one thing to stick out. It's a body of work.
Right. Is there anything that y'all would like to tell us do you have anything coming up like a show or any kind
Absolutely. Well, we are working on developing a show, not a movie, not a docu series. All that stuff's been done. We're talking about a series because there's so much material. We're talking about this family's life from growing up until they reach stardom, and then the downfall. So it's a lot of material that a movie can't encompass or a documentary can't encompass. Only a series would do it justice.
right?
It's going to be in the power format, the popular urban format that
Mhm.
everybody's using right now, and we're in talks and developing it, and hopefully, we'll be finished and with the first season by the end of 2025. So be looking out for that.
Okay. Is there a song, DV, you would like for me to play?
If you want to, I mean, you could start out with the first one at that first
Hannah?
one, the top track. I think it's Hannah. Yeah,
Okay, because I have to run somewhere real fast. I mean, not run, but you
I
guys
know what you mean.
know.
Anticipate. Hannah Barbera girl is a classic chick only. No bottom feeders allowed. Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera. You looking good, you looking good. We know mascara, we know mascara. Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera. You looking good, you looking good, you looking good. Go check the mirror. Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera. You looking good, you looking good. We know mascara, we know mascara. Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera. You looking good, you looking good. You looking good. Go check the mirror. She looking good. She come from the hood. She got a good job. Be reading them books. She know how to cook. She know how to clean. To take home the mama. That is a queen. She chasing that bag. She help me get money. She know that she can get anything from it. They think that she broke, but she don't get mad. She sit and laugh, cause that should be funny. They perpetrate that they dressing good. Think they the shit, but bitches be bumming. Be thinking they smart, try to outdo you. But they be playing themselves like a dummy. It's gonna be a rap. She know that she bad, cause most of these guys, they look like a mummy. She got your man all in her ass. That she be making them jump like a bungee. Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera. You looking good, you looking good. We know mascara, we know mascara. Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera. You looking good, you looking good, you looking good. Go check the mirror. Girl, you be swagging just like the wagon. Booty be shaking and me wanna grab it. Some niggas tried it, but they can't have it. You see they grab it cause she attractive. Hannah Barbera, make a mascara. You looking good like that chick in the mirror. That's why these hating ass bitches gon' get it. They know that they nigga be trying to get with you. Your shadow was pretty, your body is bad, and you got the brain to go with that ass. Be on your business and mind of your own. Graduated at the head of your class. You got that attention, that don't mean you fast. A classy woman that's chasing that cash. You people hate her from miles away, cause you can see when they talking that trash. Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera. You looking good, you looking good. We know mascara, we know mascara. Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera. You looking good, you looking good, you looking good. Go check the mirror. Got your in your trunk, be ready to dump. She know she a cutie and she ain't no punk. Cause bitches be hating, anticipating, and they be waiting for her to get drunk. She bounce on their head like it's a ball, slamming your face hard as a dunk. Wearing red bottoms all on the beat. Some of you hoes be thinking it's sweet. She like that rose from the concrete, but when she pissed off, you gon' see a beat. So don't you get mad, cause she got a man and you got a dog. You know he gon' cheat. That's our bones and chasing them cats and fuck anything you see in them streets. The reason they hating on Hannah Barbera, cause bitches be knowing that they can compete. Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera. You looking good, you looking good. We know mascara, we know mascara. Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera, Hannah Barbera. good, you know it's good, you know it's good. So check the mirror, Hanna-Barbera, 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 Hanna-Barbera. You looking good, you know it's good. With no mascara, with no mascara. Hanna-Barbera, 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 Hanna-Barbera. You looking good, you know it's good, you know it's good. So check the mirror, Hanna-Barbera. Keep looking in that mirror. Keep impressing yourself. Keep giving them a reason to hate you.
Yeah.
You look good, girl. You know it. You don't need nobody to validate you, baby. Chase that bag. You validate yourself. Get that money.
Yo. So Carey,
Yes, sir.
since you got my girl, since you got my girl there bobbing and weaving and doing her head, shaking her head, doing her thing. Hey, I want you to do me a favor, Carey. Explain to the people how because a lot of people don't realize how good you are with your penmanship, your skills when it come to these songs. So, can you explain to the people how it is for us as an artist when we write to, when we listen to a track and you know what I'm saying, when we say the beat talks to us and we go off of that and that's how we write the songs and or whatever. You know what I mean? If that
Well,
makes any sense. Go
well,
ahead.
the beat is very important. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. But um, I just write life. I stick to writing life. If you go somewhere else, and that's something that Robert taught me. If you go somewhere else, you will lose people. But when you talk about things that's happening in your life, or things that you've seen, or things that you experience, it's millions of people out there that experienced it as well. So and that's what makes a hit record, and that's why people can relate to it, because they experience it. It's females out there that they working, they doing their thing, they not really depending on no man. You know what I'm saying? And they living life, they living their best life, and
Absolutely.
they see the females that's hating on them. They see that.
Absolutely, my
You
brother.
know what I'm saying? So that's a Hanna-Barbera chick, a chick that got it. You looking good, you come from the hood, you got a good job, you reading the books, you
Uh-oh.
know how to cook, you know how to clean, to take
In the
home the
flat.
mama. That is a queen. You know what I'm saying? Most women, you know what I'm saying, that's righteous in their endeavors, they gon' want to be that woman that this guy gonna take to meet his mama. Cause
Right.
the mama gonna be able to say she the right one. So this type of chick right here is, to me, you know what I'm saying, is Hanna-Barbera. And it's crazy because a lot of people, that hear it, they loving it, but the concept actually came from the Flintstones, the guys that
Oh, okay.
created the Flintstones. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? One of them name was Hannah, the other one name was Barbara. And when I heard the track, and when Conquest, he played the track for me. I said, man, you know what, man, I want to do something that's outside of the box. He said, what you mean? He thought I was crazy at first. I say, man, Hannah Barbera, man. I say, you just put me up on, these are the two cats that did the Flintstones, the Jetsons, and all that. I said, man, I want to make them abroad, a
Right.
female. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
a female, a classy female. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we came up with Hannah Barbera.
Okay. That's what's up. So shouts out to brother E Conquest, we call him Conquest Music. You might want to give a shout out to them, tell them if people want to go, purchase his music or whatever, if you could get him give him his information or whatever. I don't know his email or whatever. But you can also give him that. Um But you described that very well. I appreciate that, though. But let me ask you this too: How long would you say it took you to write that, to come up with that hook, opposed to the actual lyrics that you wrote for that song?
I mean, sometimes, man, it might take me 2 3 days, and sometimes I might write something in a day, depending on how I'm feeling it. It depends on what's going on in my life. Um, it depends on a lot of things. So I let it come to me. When you try to go to it and force it, it ain't gonna be right. So
Right.
sometimes I just let it come to me. If it comes to me and my pen keeps telling me to write, then I do it. But when I get stuck, I'll fall back on it, and then come back and pick it up later, and then I
Yeah,
have a better ear
makes
of what I'm trying to hear.
makes sense to me, bro. My guy Sosa usually tell me that about my work. He say, "Hey, if you gotta if it's that complicated, then walk away from it and come back to it, or either stay away from it." You know what I mean? So
Now, how
Yes.
can
that's
people
what's up.
listen to the music that you have out and read your book?
Well, they could actually purchase it on Amazon, iTunes. It's on a lot of platforms that's out there. Um, and it's called Know Your Worth. This is for the ladies, the ladies that that's out there that's doing big things. That's they like to go out and have fun, and they've been through some situations with in life with men or people in general.
Right.
I just want them to know their worth and know who they are. So that's the name of it. Religion.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I
Go
say
ahead.
that's the name of it. It's up under religion on YouTube. I put it on YouTube, for people to be able to check it out and share it and stuff. They can listen to the whole thing on YouTube, but I would appreciate the support if they went and bought it.
Right. Exactly, Sir Miguel. It's time to cleanse out our mind, body, and soul. So when you say you wrote this for women, okay, tell me, how do you know what a woman's going through? Is it because of what you feel as though you put a woman through, or the women that you listen to, your friends?
Well,
Like,
it's a combination of both. I mean, I have not been the best person or best man, um, in relationships. You know what I'm saying, and I learned from it. I
right.
learned from it, and
That's what I
I also watch other people go through things too, and and say that ain't correct. That's not cool. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to learn. So everything that I go through in life, I feel like that's a message that God is trying to give me. He trying to tell me something, and then I put it in the music. So I judge myself. I'm my worst critic. I sit back and I think about things that I could have done better, or moving forward, the things I'm going to do better. So that's what this, like I say, that's what this is about. Know your worth, for the women, and we got part two getting ready to come out. Got that Ronald Isley groove with you that I redid. We redid the baby come back.
Oh yeah.
So we got a lot of joints. You know what I'm saying? For the women is coming out. We just shot the video to Do You Know Who You Are? That's going to be out probably in the next week or so.
okay.
Um,
We'll be able to
I'll
watch
look
it.
into that.
It's
yes,
phenomenal.
I'll look
y'all,
into that.
yeah,
That's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be,
one hell of a video.
it's gonna be on the channel, on the religion channel, up under the Know Your Worth project.
Okay. DV, can you make yourself useful for me, baby? And put the title of his music in the chat for me. Know your worth.
Know your worth.
Is Know Your Worth, Carey?
Yes, yes, KNOWYOURWRWRT. Know Your Worth.
Know Your Worth. It, like I said, the music, the book is phenomenal. I just could not stop listening to it,
Thank you,
especially
Cookie.
the book. I, baby, I wish I could just play the whole daggone book, you know. But like I said, I just got some clippings. I'm not going to play all the ones that I did wind up trying to record and download it because I couldn't play it the way I wanted to. So I had to put it like the ones that I wanted to use. I had to put it on my phone and record it and re-record it on my other phone. So
Right.
it was crazy, but I had fun doing it because then I wind up missing something or got a different meaning from what I had already thought I heard, you know. I don't know if I want to play it or just set up. I was thinking about like with you, your brothers, I think it was around Valentine's Day. I was trying to do something to, I thought I could try to do something to bring y'all together because it's nothing like sibling love. And no matter what y'all went through, I know there's love there. From listening to the way you, somebody ready to cry, from listening to how you were talking about your family, I know there's love there for your brothers. I know
Most definitely, and my sister as well.
what nobody may think. But I really got a kicking out of a story because you talked about I labeled it as Bruce saved me because it's like 3 different stories you told about Bruce was there always to save you. So the one particular one was the one where you fell into the sewer. I wanted to play it. I don't know if you want me to play it.
Yeah, you can play it. Yes, ma'am.
Don't cry, baby. We
Oh, hush.
Cartwheels, backward flips. But the adults did not notice that the sewer top was removed in their backyard. As I was doing flips, I slipped and fell into the hole. I'm screaming and panicking. The sewer smells like shit. The ironic thing about it is I had threw a stick in the day before. That's what saved me from being flushed into Lake Michigan. I felt the pressure of the water rushing down on me. I see rats swimming around me. I'm scared as hell. I just knew this is how I was gonna die. My friend that was playing with me, he threw a board on top of me. The hole that I was in. Now I'm in a dark hole. He runs into the house and he tells his mama, Chillin' fell in the hole. My mama's scared and she crying. Bruce jumps up and he runs to the backyard. My mama saying, "Oh, not my baby, not my baby." And I'm screaming and I'm hollering. And they heard the sound of my voice. And it guided them to where I was. My brother came rushing over there like Superman. And he reached down in that hole and he grabbed me about that hole. I've never been so glad to see him. That was the story with Bruce. He just kept on saving me and saving me and saving me. By the grace of God. I was thankful once again for my big brother Bruce. My mama, I was her baby. I will always love my mama cookie. One day, she did one of the best things that she knew how to do. And that was cooking a soul food meal. Greens, mac and cheese, cornbread, ham, corn, beans. And my favorite dessert, that banana pudding was the bomb. That was my
Mine
favorite
too.
dessert.
Banana pudding.
But Robert didn't like greens. Mama used to make us eat it because it was good for us. One day, Robert threw the greens on the ceiling with his fork.
On the ceiling, y'all.
We had to say our grace before we ate every time. Mama went out the kitchen and left us in there. Robert said, "I hate these greens. I don't want these greens." And he flicked them on the ceiling. Me and Bruce like, "Ooh."
Ooh.
You just throw Mama greens on the ceiling? You be quiet, don't say nothing. Mama come back in. What's all the noise? What y'all talking about? Love Mama, we just eating. This food is good, Mama. Thank you, Mama. You welcome, baby, you welcome. Mama just happened to turn around and look up on the ceiling. And there it was. Her greens that she slaved over the hot stove to make for us. She said, "Who threw some greens on this ceiling?" Robert started crying instantly. "Mama, Chili and Bruce did that. They had nothing to do with it." She believed him. Because me and Bruce didn't see no reason to defend ourselves because we knew we didn't do anything wrong. But once again, Robert Sylvester beat us to the punch on convincing the audience. And the audience was our mom. He was so convincing. He cried and snot and something we didn't do. But like Mama used to say, if you didn't do it this time, I'm whooping your ass for some shit that I never knew you did.
Like mama.
Carey,
Hey,
Yeah.
Cookie.
listen to those stories. Like I said, I can see myself in the kitchen, Robin crying, the
Hey,
gritties up on the ceiling.
hey, Cookie. Hey, so right quick before we do, hey, Cookie, before we go there, hey, Carrie, bro, me and that part right there, bro. Reason I had wanted to talk about that little part. That part had me and Cookie really wasn't debating, but we was like, we had to stop. Like, what did he say? Cookie or cooking? When you first started talking about it, bro, she thought she had that you had gave her a shout out and said her name. She was ready to. She was, bro. She was. I'm telling you,
It's
Carrie.
like, got
You know I'm not lying, bro.
another brother loving me.
I
Give me
know. I'm like, well, let me go back and ask him to put DV Wild in this motherfucker. Hey, Carrie, it was so funny, man. But
Well,
hey,
we got that down south slang, man. All our
yeah,
people
yeah,
from
yeah.
down south. So
So
we, sometimes, like I remember that time Bruce got stabbed. Our great grandmama, Big Mama, she, she was so country with it, man. Says, yeah, y'all need to come around here. Yeah, and this boy just got stabbed. She
that sounds
said,
like a
stabbed.
grandmama.
She said, stabbed. She
Stop.
said he got
Not
stabbed
stab.
2-3 times near about the heart. Two,
Right.
three times. You
Y'all told
know.
the fire flames in the chat, man. If y'all like that content over here, y'all told y'all we gonna bring it. We gonna
Yes,
bring it.
please
We
like,
gonna bring
share,
it. Good vibes only.
like button. So Carrie, like I said, everybody may have their thoughts and opinions on what they think about the Kelly brothers, but what I got out of all this was a bunch of love. If you don't mind, even though I know you say what you said, but in my heart, I'm thinking it's because of he wanted his brothers back. Can you tell us the mummy story?
Okay. This is
Oh,
around the
okay.
time Rob was shooting. He was the video he was shooting was um with Ronald Isley. The
Ages?
no, not Contagious.
No, he's talking
Um,
about the other one.
when
Give me a
he
minute.
was shooting I can't think of the name of it. Down low, down low.
There
Okay.
you go.
He was shooting down low. And Robert had just fired me and Bruce. He sent us home because we wasn't agreeing or whatever, you know. And so when he sent us home, Robert got too much pride to say he just wanted his brothers to come back on tour because he knew when we was out there it was order. And what I mean by that is he knew when we was out there we wasn't letting nobody fuck over him.
Right.
That's facts. So Robert, instead of asking us to come back because he had sent us home a couple of weeks before that, he in the download video, if you go back to it, he was in bandages, like some guys had beat him up. So we talked to his road manager. I forget who it was because there was so many of them.
Right.
But we talked to one of his road managers, and they told us, that Robert got jumped on in real life, and they finna book us some tickets for us to come down there to Florida. And so,
And why would y'all gonna come to Florida? What was y'all gonna do?
I mean,
Yes, right?
You
we
already know.
we really was I know I was. I can't speak
It
for
was
Bruce.
shot time.
I didn't really like jumping on planes and stuff. It was too much bad stuff out. You know what I'm saying? But I did it and went all around the world with him because I wanted to see my brother dreams come true, and I wanted to see him happy, and he wanted us there. And it was a family thing, and it was love, and before the enablers, got in between a lot of things. But anyway, to make a long story longer, what happened was we
It was hilarious, y'all.
hearing our brother got jumped on. you know, at one of his concerts or something, or some, how females were going crazy over him, and this guy supposed to have brought his girlfriend to the concert and disappeared with Rob. That was the story.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we jump on a plane, we gone. Because our thing is where did this happen at? How did the guys look? All that. We was on that. Okay. So we get down there, and when we get down there, he was producing MC Light. He was working on her album. But when we get there, Robert, we out there playing basketball and stuff. It was a court right next to the studio, a basketball court. And that's one of our first loves is basketball. And so we out there, we shooting around. Robert come rolling out in the wheelchair, and he's bandaged up like the goddamn mummy. I'm talking about from head to toe, in this wheelchair. So me and Bruce looking at each other. So we asking Robert now, what happened? We ain't trying to talk to no road managers, no managers. What happened, bro? Where was you at when this happened? We gonna go back there. Where was you at? How these niggas look? So Robert like, man, look, man, I can't get into it right now, man. I got MC Light in there and I'm producing them. We like, how the fuck is you producing somebody, man? You look like the mummy. But the whole time, Robert said, I got to get back to work. We're going to let him get back to work. So about maybe 10 minutes later, this nigga come running out the studio. Hey, man, so y'all ain't going to let me play ball with y'all? We like, what? What you mean, nigga? You ain't hurt for real. You're not hurt for real. You pulled this whole scheme just to get me and Bruce down here. Say, man, I wanted y'all niggas to come back.
For attention.
Right.
Me and Bruce was thinking about putting his ass in the wheelchair for real.
For real. Don't do it.
We just flew out of town. We there. We thugging. We there. You know what I'm saying? Man, we thinking somebody done jumped on him, and the way he was looking, like they had it like they almost killed him.
Right.
So we was really pissed. We was pissed. When we started talking about, man, get us a ride to where was you at? What part of town this was? We in Florida. Yeah. Robert knew we were serious, and so he had to come clean.
Yeah. I'm thinking about that video, bro. How you said how he was wrapped up, man. that was so crazy, man. How he was wrapped up for real like that, and making it. I'm just thinking of the video.
Yeah, it was part of the video because I guess Mr. Biggs' homie supposed to have jumped on him or whatever in the video. So
and Carey is in that video, y'all.
I'm not in down low.
Not in down low. The other one.
I'm in. You remind me of my Jeep. I'm in. Thank God it's Friday. I'm in Summer Bunnies. I'm in.
I'm thinking about you. Remind me of that Jeep.
Body's Calling. Yeah. So yeah.
Like I said, I'm skipping through. I'm not going as I originally planned because there's a lot of stuff I'm missing out to ask you. But I want to get back to, like I said, the sibling love. I had one video, or I should say video clip recording, but it's 5 minutes long. I'm not going to play it, but it's about the end of MGM and into public announcement. And remember, we had talked about that,
right?
Do you think if he would have stuck, because we have Eric. I wrote their names down. I don't want to forget nobody's names. Eric, Mark, Vince, and Sean, and Robert. Eric was the manager.
Yeah, Eric Payton.
Yes. So when they were mentally gifted men. So when they, won the Nat King Cole deal thing, right? Natty Cole? Yeah, not Cole.
Nat King Cole. Yeah. Nelly Cole.
And Robert, put up. I don't know if anybody know the story of that. If you want to tell it, that's fine. But my question is, do you believe that if he would not have done that decision that he made, even though it would have still been, I think, with Jive, right? Which would have been still Barry Hankerson? right? Would it have still been under him? It's just that Eric would have written.
No, Barry Hankinson didn't have anything to do with that deal. It was all Eric Payton. Eric Payton. When they went to Natalie Cole's big break, they had went the first time and they didn't win. The second time that they won. And back then it was almost like American Idol and the things that's happening now, where the audience choose.
Right.
And they took the show. They took the show. But before that, a lot of people probably wouldn't believe, but honest to God, it was a lot of record labels that turned Robert down
Mhm.
before that.
Right.
And to see moving forward the accomplishments that he has made in his music business, and there's nobody that really truly can touch him when it comes to this music. Um, he was turned down by over probably 100 labels, record
Mhm.
labels, and when they went back to Natalie Cole Big Break, and they won the 50,000 in cash and the 50,000 in prizes.
Mhm.
You know, and from that point, that's when record labels was interested in signing R. Kelly and MGM, mentally gifted men. Um, that's how that happened. That deal was already in play by Eric Payton, because Eric Payton was their manager. He the one who got him on the show. He was managing them 6 years before they even had that break. Um, and that's how that happened. It didn't have anything to do with Barry Hankinson.
So
In,
do you
in
think
that.
if he would have stayed with Eric and not been with Barry, that none of this
I,
stuff probably
I
happened?
honestly, yes, I honestly think that he would have been with Eric Payton. I really do. I really do think that he would have been with Eric Payton. But like I said, back then, you know, it wasn't no cell phones like that. So Robert couldn't afford a cell phone. We couldn't afford a cell phone. So when the record label called Eric Payton house phone, they was telling them they wanted to fly them out and do the deal, because they was excited about him winning Big Break. But he
Right.
won it with a group. He didn't win it by himself. It was a group. And
Right.
so they, one thing led to another, where they, start disagreeing, because Robert didn't want MGM to be part of this, but MGM is the reason why they won with Robert. And that's who Jive Records wanted to sign. They wanted to sign R. Kelly and MGM, not public announcement.
Well, I'm gonna say, regardless of what had happened, we're blessed with his music, and also I want to thank you for what you did, because you were his hype man. You was his dub. When it came to the what's the song you just said? Riding my G. You remind me of my G. I wanna run. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting the memory. So I appreciate you, and I thank you for helping him through his journey, because you're very talented as well.
Thank you, Cookie. I appreciate that.
um, I never got a chance to listen to Bruce play. You say he played the bass, right?
Yeah, he played the bass guitar.
Yeah. Um, but I've heard people say that he is good. I'm trying to find. Okay, so I'm not gonna play that yet. I'm gonna play one of your songs. Because I want to know what happened with you. Um, let me see. I want to make sure. We'll do.
And Mr. Lovell was around. He was so
Oh,
Lovell
I
was
did have
around
a
back
question
in
for
them days too.
Lynette. You stopped me, but go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. No, I thought.
Linnell, do you have? You said you were friends with Robert as well, right? You
Yeah.
worked around
Uh-huh.
him. Do you have any fond memories of funny times between him and his brothers?
Yeah. Actually, it was the first day we met him, and Killer probably know what we're about to say. They were hoop fanatics. We were hoop fanatics. We had been bussed up to Chicago from Cleveland, Ohio, to audition. And so we were supposed to be there a day. You get these auditions, and we already had a record deal with MCA, me and my brother.
Uh-huh.
And you get these auditions, you don't really expect them. So we did the audition, and they said, "You guys got the job. Good. We can go back home. We need to go back home and get our clothes and everything." No, you can't go back home. It starts today, tomorrow, 16-hour rehearsals, blah, blah, blah. So we had to bus our clothes and our suitcases on the Greyhound to us.
Uh-huh.
But the fondest memory is they were hoop fanatics. We were hoop fanatics. The first day we got hired, we decided to play pickup. We was playing pickup, and of course, Killer and Rob was on the same team. My twin brother and myself was on the opposite team,
Uh-huh.
and my brother went baseline and reverse dunked on Rob. And everybody just stopped and looked, and I looked at him and said, "Nigga, you're gonna get us sent home. We just got here." Rob was pissed.
Damn.
Rob was pissed. Rob didn't want nobody to outshine him. That's just how he is. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want nobody to outplay him or nothing. But he did respect us after that. So yeah, and that was one thing that we always did. We hooped before every show. The arena has like rehearsals and gymnasiums, and we hooped, and we went straight from the hoop, sweating, stinking, straight on stage every performance.
So it's no exaggeration when you hear the stories about him hooping and all he did was hoop and
Yeah.
be in the studio. That was really his life.
Absolutely. That was early on, you know what I'm saying, before we left. And this is before he even was, he wasn't even smoking cigars. He wasn't drinking. You know what I'm saying? It was really about the music. It was really when he was coming into his zone. That's the 12 play years. He was becoming a superstar. And so more focus was on positive stuff and the music. And,
Right.
the bigger he got, the more devices, the more yes men around. So things started to shift and change, and we had left tour after that in pursuit of our own careers. But, that was some of the fun times, when he had people around him that
You cared
that would
for.
stand up, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, and
Right.
weren't yes men.
Yeah, just who he was, Robert, not
Yeah,
arguing. And
Confirming
that's
that.
where
absolutely.
things got
Appreciate
lost.
you
And
for
I think
Yeah,
people have to look at the man. They were just looking at the
yeah,
art.
absolutely. And, this whole thing is, people want to demonize him, but he's a human being that was flawed
Mhm.
and that was mistreated, that was abused, that caused him to make some of the choices and decisions that he made. And we're all, but by the grace of God, could have been us. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Absolutely.
So that's the one thing about it. The second thing about it, he was always in a spiritual warfare, spiritual fight between himself, Rob,
Right.
and his alter ego, R. Kelly.
Right.
And in the beginning, it was easy. I mean, anybody that know Rob know he's spiritual. He how he was raised, all of them. They know that they believe in God. They're spiritual. I mean, you can hear it in his music. You can when he talks. But the bigger he became, um, R. Kelly started to take over, and he started to win that battle between him and Rob, and that's where the downfall started.
Right. Thank you for confirming that and saying that, speaking
Yeah.
on that.
It's really
Really appreciate
self-explanatory if
that.
people really want to open up their eyes and
Yeah,
ears and see what really is and not what they just want to put out there to
yeah,
it's crazy, but God bless him and he will be home soon. So um Carey,
Yes,
I had
yes.
a, I had a clip with I won't play that one either because it's like 6 minutes long when you talked about your job at the pizza place when Rob came into the pizza shop. Um,
Oh,
but I do have one because even like I was like when I heard you say I told DV I said he said when you were waiting for to be picked on your school basketball team, I thought you said you were so nervous that you heard him say jelly. But then when I listened at it again,
oh.
it
Yeah, I
so
remember this part.
I was wrong. It wasn't jelly because that's why I'm playing this one because he said jelly.
Yeah. That's why
But
we need y'all to purchase the book.
yeah, but I wanted to play
It's
because I don't
funny.
want everything just to be about
It's funny.
Rob. Like I
Some,
said, I wanted people to know what you were into, what your interest was, your love was. You know what I mean? And your love
Right.
was basketball. You know, make sure I get the right one. 6A. I'm telling you, if you knew how many of these things I had, you'd be like, Cookie Girl.
Yeah.
if you knew how many pages she got over there, you'd be Cookie Girl even worse.
I,
I
Cookie,
told you.
you done wrote your own book, huh?
Yeah, a book.
now I'm
She done
blind.
took Oprah out of business, bro.
I hope I ain't deleted by mistake. But while I'm looking for a DV talk,
Yeah, she did. She did her thing. What else I
oh,
was
no
gonna? I was
wonder,
gonna
no wonder I couldn't find it because it's way up here. I forgot. Like soon as I forgot, I skipped
okay.
a few things. Here we go.
My big mama believed in me playing ball. Well, I tried as hard as I could to get back to school and stay focused. My senior year, I had letters from colleges for a scholarship to play ball. At that time, my brother's songs was on the radio. I knew he was on his way. I used to bring his music to school and play it on my Walkman cassette. And my peers used to listen to his music too. Some would say, he okay. And others would say, oh, he gonna be a one-hit wonder. He ain't going nowhere. But I knew they was haters back then. I just wanted
Oh,
my
that's the
family
wrong
to
one.
prove them wrong. And he did. My whole family knew as well that Robert was going to blow up. He was ahead of his time musically. By the time my senior year came around, I had been to Craig Hodges basketball camp twice. It cost other kids thousands and thousands of dollars. My mama did not have that. So he signed me and my homie Earl Goldman up for free. Because he seen we was trying to do something with our life. He had invested money towards studio time. Craig was Demetrius Smith's brother-in-law. He was married to Demetrius Smith's sister, Carlita Hodges.
Okay, that was my mistake. I played the wrong one, but it talks about your basketball because the one about your basketball is 5 minutes long. I don't know how much more time you have. I don't want to, like I said. So when you talk about basketball, what did basketball mean to you? Oh, we lost Kelly.
Did we?
Yeah.
Just go back and hit the link, big bro. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, hit the link
If
again,
if need
Carey.
to be, just come. If it need to be, just come all the way out and start back over, like like you starting back over
I
and
really
hit the
wanted to
link.
play that one about the basketball because you can you can feel the love he had for basketball. He
Hmm.
really enjoyed playing basketball.
Yeah.
Um, and I wanted to know, why didn't he? What happened? Carrie, we need you, baby.
Lovell, let me ask you
Yes,
something right quick.
yes, sir.
You waiting. So you have been working with Carey since the '90s or whatever, right? You said
30 years.
30 years. Oh my God, that's a long time. Stop telling our age, man. Look, so was he your first strike at being a manager as far as the music, or was it him and then you had other
You know
celebrities
what? He was probably the first, and it just happened naturally.
Okay.
Um, because I wanted to see him succeed from the start. It
Right.
wasn't a manager thing. It was me
Right.
helping him with his career.
Right.
So my plugs was his plugs. If we had to fly somewhere to get some music,
There you go.
we would do that. We'd fly to New York, sit down with record companies,
Right.
sit down with, high, top-notch producers.
Got
Everybody
you.
wanted to work on his project. And then, the project was kind of controversial. Some could say that his brother shut it down. So there's a lot of things that, weren't really spoken on as far as, uh, Killers, what he's been through. Um, and like I said, it's a lot of forgiveness gone on since then. But um,
Exactly.
just to touch on it, basketball was another way to connect and stay connected to his family, to his brother outside of the music. It was just music and basketball. That's all we
Right.
did.
So what made you like you know I mean was like I guess what I'm trying to say like were you into music like far as like were you did you sing or something a little
Yeah,
bit or
yeah.
something?
I was in a singing group. The name of the group was Twice. We were signed with MCA, Silas MCA. Lil
Oh,
Silas had signed them. Silas is responsible for signing New Edition and
oh
a few
wow.
other people over at MCA, big time.
You
And so I
wow.
was writing, I was producing for other artists, was working with D'Angelo, Angie Stone, Gerald Levert. I wrote some stuff for Silk, but I've always stayed in the music business, even though, our record deal really didn't pan out. We released a
Right.
couple of songs, but I always stayed in the music business, always had connections and, remained uh, good friends and business partners and continue to work with Kel. Wanted to get his story out, wanted the world to hear his music. And so, yeah, we've been working at it for a long time.
Right.
Okay, you
I
one
hope
of the big dogs.
because he might have lost some juice and trying to get some juice
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
his phone because I called and it went straight to voicemail. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So
his phone might have died. He probably trying to get a little bit of juice up. So
yeah.
we'll give him a couple of minutes. Did
Uh go ahead.
did you want to tell anybody who you are or no?
Like yeah,
Like
I was just gonna
yeah,
I mean, right, right now, hey, I own a small independent label which has major distribution through Warner Brothers. The name of the label is Urban City Entertainment. And so right now I'm producing and promoting a lot of young artists. We're doing a lot of film stuff. We just recorded.
so is that
Just
streaming? Like how like if I wanted to watch something, can I watch something?
Yeah, you can watch something that we produce. We have a couple of shows that's out right now. One is called Gold. It's on Tubi. It follows independent young artists behind the scenes, shows how they hustle, what make them different from other artists, from from promoting themselves to shooting videos, to create music, going all over the country. So it just shows behind the scenes of artists, indie artists trying to make it, and we take
right,
that show on the road. So it'll be somewhere else different next year.
right.
We just finished shooting a talent reality show called Gold Center Stage. It's going to air on Peacock.
Go to
And
the
I'm sorry,
you said it's go to the stage? Like
Gold
go
Center Stage.
center stage.
Uh huh.
Gold, like the GOLD.
Yeah. Center
Oh, okay.
Stage.
Understood.
And it'll be airing on Peacock in probably like 2 months. We're doing final edits now, but we filmed it here in Atlanta. We had artists flying, independent artists flying from all over the country, whether they were doing R&B, house, hip hop, and some of the top acts. Talent was crazy, and so
Right.
that was something that we did that you'll be able to see on Peacock pretty soon as well. So we're getting more into film, more into content, and it just opened up doors uh, for Killer basically to be able to tell his story to the world.
Right.
So
Now,
if
if
I
I play
wanted
some
to,
of his music, you'll be able to maybe know what
I'm
he did.
sorry.
If I played one of his songs, would you be able to tell us something about it?
Sure, I probably would.
You
wait,
better
wait,
be able to.
right, wait,
Yeah.
wait, hold on, Cookie. Wait, hold on, Cookie. Before you play the song, you was finna play a song. Was that
Yeah.
what you? Oh, okay. Can I ask this one question? Last question.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Before Lovell, so what you're saying is basically, my brother, if I wanted to get into the music game and become an artist or whatever, you saying that you're the big dog. You're the one I come speak to first.
Well, I mean, I can definitely help put your
Right,
material together. I can record you. I can
right,
point you in the right direction, get your marketing material together, get your videos together, you know what I'm saying? And make sure your package is right. Right. And
right.
definitely that.
Okay,
I got a couple plugs still. To be honest with you, I'm still in contact with Barry. I had an artist that I was working with, a young artist from Brazil that I cultivated for a year, and he ended up signing to Barry. So, we still have a working relationship to some aspect.
okay. So let me ask. So what? Okay, this studio. Do you have your own studio? Is it? Do you want
Yes.
to? Do you want to plug that and tell us where your studio at? Maybe just in case for
Yeah.
any up and coming
Oh,
people listening.
absolutely. My
Oh,
studio is located in
I'm back.
Decatur.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My
Okay.
phone
Yeah.
went dead. I had it charging. I thought it was charging, but it
We
wasn't.
Uh-oh.
figured. We
Uh-oh,
figured.
Carey.
So my studio is located. I have a home studio here in Decatur, where I live in northern Georgia, and
Uh-huh.
we record. Killer's done some recording here. We record artists here, and this is where we get our work done. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's what's up. Okay. That's what's up. So you back, Carey? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, my bad. My bad, y'all. My phone just
Uh-huh.
shut off on me. I got it plugged up, but it wasn't plugged all the way
It
up, so
wasn't.
it
It
wasn't
wasn't
charging. I
charging.
thought it was charging.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I,
I'm messing with you, 6'8". Come on, baby. We in here.
Hey man, hey, bro. You know I ain't got nothing against no tall midgets, bro.
This is what he called me, y'all. He always like to call me a tall midget. He know I'm 5'4", but he called me a tall midget. We gonna me and him gonna talk offline. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
Record a body in my studio.
Oh,
Record a
that's
body
my
in
other song I like, y'all.
Record a body in my studio. What's up? Till you ain't gonna ever let it go. Welcome to my studio, you know you got it going on. 36, 24, 36, that waist is gone. Rock a dime, you a 20, that mean that you double that. Ass big and round, girl, ain't no way to cover that. Body like a starter leg, sexy like a thundercat. Once you give it up, you know a nigga gon' be coming back. My tongue is where your stomach at. I'm the dog that killed the cat. Legs high, lights out. When I put you on your back, whoa, let me record a body in my studio. Let me record a body in my studio. Let me record a body in my studio. Once I get a hold of you, I ain't gonna never let it go. Let me record a body in my studio. Let me record a body in my studio. Let me record a body in my studio. Once I get a hold of you, I ain't gonna never let it go. Now I got you in my studio, your body like an 808. Snares kicking hard through the speakers as I lay the bass. Look you in your pretty face, girl, you got it going on. Lay your vocals with your sexy lips on my microphone. Caught up in the zone while I'm playing with the saxophone. Keys to your chords, platinum status, girl, this shit is gone. This a little trouble, get them levels even with the tone. Got the bases loaded, I'm on third and I'm still at home. Won't you let me record a party in my studio? Won't you let me record a party in my studio? Won't you let me record a party in my studio? Once I get a hold of you, I ain't gonna never let it go.
come on, y'all.
Won't you let me record a party in my studio? Won't you let
She
me
let me record a body in my studio.
record a party in my
Let's
studio?
get it.
Get a
Where
hold
Fire Flames at?
let it go. I'm sampling the sounds of your heart beating like a drum. In the vocal booth, speaking lyrics like a comic gun. Let your hair down, just relax, get into the vibe.
Good
When
vibes only.
I just promise you, we record a live. We don't need no band playing instruments, but our hands putting on the show, standing, know they clapping with their hands.
Y'all
Babies
make
leave
sure y'all go like, share, and subscribe.
with the song I'm plugging in the amp, they hear loud, girl, when you moan. Won't you let me record a body in my studio? Won't you let me record a
Record
body?
a body in my studio.
Record a body in my studio. Once I get a hold of you, I ain't gonna never let it go. Won't you let me record a body in my studio? Won't you let me record a body in my studio? Won't you let me record a body in my studio? Once I get a hold of you, I ain't gonna never let it go.
Woo. Throw the Fire Flames up in the chat for Mr. Carey, please, y'all. That's how we doing it at Good Vibes Only over here with Miss Cookie, the real 717, and your boy DB. Wow. Carey.
We lost Lovell now.
Hi.
Lovell, here he is.
Like I told you, girl,
Oh, I
right
didn't
from
know you turned
the
on. Okay.
beginning, you should let me make love to you. Let me make love to you. Keep your body steady. Let me tell you, baby.
Cookie dancing, y'all.
If you feel it deep inside your soul, let me take it from head to toe. Let me make love to you,
Cookie
girl.
juicy.
Keep your body steady. I can tell you're ready. Let me make love to you. Let me make love to you. If you feel it deep inside your soul, let me take it from head to toe. Let me make love to you, girl. I get it right. You been loving the way that I be caressing your body real tight. When we kissing and touching, and our bodies be rubbing, and I know you been loving it all night. You playing hard to
Dance.
get.
Come on, baby.
It's like going down without a fight. That's just the first.
You made it home.
Yeah.
I'm a city worker, I do construction, I came here to lay pipe. I get the job done when there's no one else to get you right the rest of your life. Kiss a lick on your neck and touch all the spots, all the ones that know to get you hot. Now you have an orgasm like the orgasm.
I like this one.
Keep your body steady, I can tell you. If you feel it deep inside your soul, let me get from head to toe. Let me make love to you, girl. Let me make love to you. Let me make love to you. Keep your body steady. I can tell you're ready. Let me make love to you. Let me make love to you. If you feel it deep inside your soul, let me get from head to toe. Let me make love to you, girl. And I know that a man don't even never be trying to treat you right. That's when I come through when I steal you like a thief in that night. You just a good girl that was done bad, but I can make it my right. Get your baby bags and them coach checks about everything that you like. Now do that shit like life. Now money ain't no object. We done came a long way, coming from them projects. We can go to other countries and see the world. Take a plane and book flights. Air Jordan 23, don't want haters like Mike. Now you can tell that loser that he can go take a hike. Cause he out of sight and he out his mind. With no pot to piss and ain't got a dime. Let me make love to you. Let me make love to you. Keep your body steady. I can tell you ready. Let me make love to you. Let me make love. If you feel it deep inside your soul, let me get from head to toe. Let me make love to you, girl. Let me make love to you. Let me make love to you. Keep your body steady. I can tell you ready. Let me make love to you. Let me make love. If you feel it deep inside your soul, let me get from head to toe. Let me make love to you, girl. I'm running man, acrobatics sporadic, my tongue plunging in. Cause a havoc is magic when I be jumping in. Move just like a rabbit when I be going in. To see the faces you make when you come again. Now you down on the bed, I got you pent in. Legs wide open, got my face in. You backing up on the bed and now I'm chasing. Super Bowl come first and now we racing. Heart beat real fast, you got me pacing. No time for me and you to be wasting. Kids home and drinking this last same thing. Me and you in the room, you know we caking. Put a bun in the oven, you know we baking. Watch me eat on that muppet like it's a cake then. Make a wish blow it out, there's no escaping. I keep it wet. Let me make love to you. Let me make love to you. Keep your body steady. I can tell you ready. Let me make love to you. Let me make love. If you feel it deep inside your soul, let me get you from head to toe. Let me make love to you, girl. Let me make love to you. Let me make love to you. Keep your body steady. I can tell you ready. Let me make love to you. Let me make love. Like I told you, girl, right from the beginning, you should let me. Let me make love to you. Let me make love to you. Love to you. Love to you. Let me make 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 love to you. Love to you. Love to you. Let me make love. Let me make. Let me make.
Mr.
Okay.
Kelly, Mr. Kelly.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
brother.
Tell you,
Okay.
I do not like rap, but your
Oh,
beats are on. I don't know, like when I listen to rap these days, if you ain't talking like, the old rap, MC Hammer type thing, but your beat, I can dance to the beat. I just have to block out, as long as it ain't none of that. I don't know what that means.
oh my God. Cookie,
Baby.
you just be going, Cookie. Go ahead, girl. You want to go ahead, girl.
Thank you.
Hey, Carrie.
Uh,
All right, me and Uncle JoJo, we listening to you, man. Since you gave him a shout out, you did, and I'm ready to hit the studio, man, because you sound like you're trying to reach up, as Uncle JoJo would say, the masses. It's
well,
So
them
sure.
songs. Sound like
Court
you trying to
body
reach the
in my
masses.
studio. What made you come up with that?
The
Well,
masses.
I'm gonna be honest with you though, Cookie. It's the metaphors. I was thinking about, like when Pac came up with you know, he came out with this song, and he was basically talking about his gun, but he was really talking about. I mean, he was talking about a female. People thought he was talking about a female, but he was really talking about his pistol.
Uh-huh.
You know, um, and it was the metaphors. You know what I'm saying? That like I wanted to turn her body without being vulgar
Right.
into instruments.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, even though you have your own sound, I can hear Kels in that song.
You want you can't have my part, Cookie.
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about,
I'm
Cookie.
sorry, I
Cookie.
forgot this part. I ain't
You
supposed to
can't have my part. Okay, Oprah. Oh, Oprah, you can't have my part.
do
Listen,
that side.
nah,
I don't know if I'm
you
gonna
hear, big bro.
open the hot water.
I'm like, I know what y'all know what the problem is, though, right? Type it in the chat. Y'all already know what the problem is. What she doing? Because I'm 5'4".
Oh, Jesus Lord. Go ahead, Lovell or Carey.
Now, so go ahead and speak on the recorder. That was another song I kind of liked I kind of liked. Now, you know, I mean, now, is it a certain indefinite date that the video is coming out? Not for that song, recorded by in the studio, y'all, but he has another song that's coming out. I mean, another video, a video that's coming out with another song that's on this album. If I'm correct, right?
It's on that EP. Do you know who
It's
you
on that
are?
EP.
It's the first
Right.
song.
Now
Yeah.
that I've seen this video a little bit now. I mean, I'm telling on myself. I don't want nobody to beat me up. You know who I'm talking about, Carrie. I ain't gonna name no names, but I hope my sister out there, she feel me. I'm just plugging the plug. You feel me? But yeah. So is there an indefinite date exactly when that video will be done and it's coming out, released or whatever, and then we can go check it out or whatever, or you want to come back and we'll talk about that later on. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Uh,
there's no definite date. I just know probably within a week that video is gonna drop. Do you know who you are? Within a
okay, well,
week.
we welcome you to come back then and air it over here.
Oh, for
On
sure.
Good Vibes
I
Only,
appreciate
keep
that.
it real.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I mean?
appreciate that.
Yeah, most
Yes,
definitely.
sir. Yes, sir.
And
Most
let me love you too. You, I mean, let me make love to you. Oh, God.
definitely.
Why do you, who
Oh
told
my
you
God,
to say it like
we see
that?
where you making her
Yeah,
head go, bro.
boy, you ain't even gotta say it. You can just say that. You just say words and they be like, okay.
No,
Be easy,
I
Carrie.
basically
Be
a lot
easy.
of songs is really geared like toward my girl. You know what I'm saying? So a
Right.
lot of inspiration come from that, and like I say, different things I've been through. So you know,
That's a good thing. That's why I say it sounds like you reaching like you're trying to reach the masses, meaning you making your music expand out. It's not about like with the normal what they hear now these days. The drugs, the killing, and all this. So let me say what they call it unalived. You know what I mean? My correction. And it's not about that. It's about reaching the masses. Everybody partying, enjoying themselves, having a good time, love, caring, expressing yourself, your feelings of a person or whatever. That's a good thing, brother. You
So
keep
Lavelle,
doing your thing.
say you from Atlanta? Or did you
Yeah, by way of Cleveland, Ohio.
know how?
But I've been here in Atlanta for 10 years now. This is where it's happening in entertainment for us black folks. This is
Oh,
Black Mecca, Black Hollywood.
so do you travel a lot to Chicago?
I do. I haven't been to Chicago in a while.
Mm.
I try to stay where it's warm.
Oh my goodness.
But
So you never find yourself in cold Pennsylvania, huh?
right, but Chicago's still one of my
You have to
most
say
favorite cities.
you could have said, well, maybe. You said that too fast.
Hey,
So
I rarely get back to Cleveland. Well, in the wintertime because it's cold. I don't be trying to go north of Tennessee, in the wintertime.
right. So when you're working with Kels and Carey, and he throws something out to you, do you give your opinion or do you just take whatever he gives you and work with?
No, absolutely. We bounce off of each other, but
Mhm.
man, it's in his blood, it's in his DNA. So a lot of the things that he comes up with are genuine and they're genius. A lot of this stuff is relatable. It's the same thing with the book that we're doing with the music, is that it's his individual unique story, but it could be anybody's story.
Right.
There's so many people that his story and his music will touch because it's so relatable.
Now, I know you talked about like a story that you're going to be doing, right?
Yes.
Um, sorry about that. My husband came home from work and I guess he almost fell or he did fall. Um, don't laugh.
We gonna
So,
play this. We gonna hold this hostage. What you just said. No, I was playing.
yeah, make a song for that. Um, is this? Maybe you said it already, and I heard or wasn't listening clear enough. When is that coming out?
Well, we hope for it to be out by fall of 2025. It's
Now, this
still in development. We're still in negotiating with a certain network, and so putting things together, getting the casting budget. I mean, it's a big production, so it's nothing that low budget. It's not a Tubi thing or nothing like that.
we have to pay for it, like we have to pay $5.99 and download a whole new different like that TV, whatever.
No, if you're a member of Stars or Netflix or something, you'll be able to get it.
Okay, I can pay for it, but I'm like that. I can pay for something for one time and then, cancel.
No, you ain't gonna be able to go to the zoo and see that.
Right. She thinking about the subscription that she just
Hey,
paid. That she just paid for.
Yeah, it's going to be
no, no
multi-seasons,
5.99 cookie.
multi-episodes.
We ain't doing that one.
Right.
Hey,
Thank
hey, hey.
you. I want to be able to go back and watch it again, and
Right.
if I pay for something like that, trust me, I'm taking it off the next day.
She's still waiting on her brother to get her $5.99 back. So I
$2.99.
know where she's going.
So when you left, we were talking about your basketball. What happened with basketball? Because like I said, at the pizza place, Rob came in and then he asked you, "Hey, you like this job? Let's go." And y'all went back on tour. Like I said, I got all this, but I know you got to get to work. So
Yeah, because I mean, I'm from the streets and stuff, but that week and the week before that, the pizza man was getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? And I had an experience where I pulled up to an abandoned building, and they talking about, guys come from behind the building talking about, "Hey, bro, we over here." No, we ain't over here, nigga. I'm finna give you this burn rubber on the tires.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dang.
so when Robert came in and asked me, did I want to come back on tour? I'm like, hell yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I was doing what I had to do to take care of my kids. And so
right.
when he came in, I'm like, man, shit, we back. We back. So
So
yeah.
when I know I like that part when you talk about when y'all was going to the hotel, you paying $300, and the bell's boy or whatever he was, the bell boy or the security guard or somebody said y'all couldn't take the girls up, and he grabbed your arm and he knocked them out. But then you had to go to another hotel, and you
Yeah,
were
that was in Europe. That was in Europe.
right.
Yeah.
You were saying that you had to stay in the other room, watch them party, and do the after party and all that stuff. So I had a question about when you said, I took it that you were upset with Robert. So do you feel like he should have took the crew and y'all all should have went to another hotel?
No, I wasn't upset with nobody. I mean, I just, that temper. I mean, first of all, he put his hands on me. That
Right.
that right there is a no-no. He put his hands on me. I didn't put my hands on him. So if he telling me what he's telling me about, we can't have no company like we kids, and my brother got about 40 rooms in here, and they're about $500 a night. You know what I mean? We over there for 30 days. That ain't mathing.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is how you gonna tell us we can't have company like we kids?
Right.
So, I kept walking. And he grabbed my arm. And so my reflex,
Right.
it was a reflex thing.
So, when I played the one thing when you're talking about Eric Payton, and then you mentioned Demetri Smith, is that how Rob met Demetrius?
No, Robert didn't meet Demetrius through Eric Payton. Robert met Demetrius. I don't know how he met Demetrius per se. You know how he met Demetrius Bell?
No. I've heard the story, but it escapes me right now. But Demetrius been around a long time.
Okay. It's just when I heard his name, I thought maybe that's how he got connected with Rob. And then I heard you mention or
The
maybe
basketball player.
when you were talking about the L train when Rob when he first started seeing y'all went down there and y'all got robbed or almost got robbed, you got your money back. And then when you mentioned that, I thought about Don Russell. Did Rob really meet him there? Like, were you
Now
there?
that I have no history of that.
Okay.
I wasn't around when they had met each other or whatever.
So
But yeah, I wasn't around when they met each other. But I know I was down there with my brother in the trenches.
right.
And when that dude stole that change that I knew had to go home to my mama, and he took off, I tripped him
Right.
running. I tripped him.
Right. Now he
Yeah,
said he was
facts.
around for 9 years. You never met him. You never met him. Period. Russell.
No, I met him. I'm saying that was
Oh,
after
okay.
the fact, though.
That
I'm
was
saying
after the fact.
I didn't meet him in Robert L. Train
Yeah,
days when he was
yeah,
down
yeah,
there,
yeah.
singing and stuff and playing the keyboard. I didn't meet him then.
Right.
Right.
Just so I don't forget to say this, I want to say to you also when you were talking about, I believe it was Big Mom. No, I think it was Granny. And y'all had left and you didn't get to see her before she passed away. And you felt like she wouldn't she was alone and didn't know that she was loved. I didn't think that, I forget how you put it. But I just want to say to you, she knew that y'all loved her. She knew that you loved her. So I know it's a hurt
Yes.
when if you leave at a hospital or you leave somebody's home and you're thinking you're going to get back before they pass away, or you think
Yeah.
to grab something for them. That happened to me as well with my auntie. And don't never feel like she did not know or feel love because you wasn't there when she left this world. She knew you loved her. I just wanted to make sure I said that to you.
Yes. I believe that. I
Right.
really do.
I know probably, that's how you was feeling at the time and you put it in the book, but in case, you were still
Yeah.
thinking that way, please don't. The way you describe your mom, your granny, and Big Mom, we all have them, and we all have those precious memories and we cherish them. But just so that you leave this knowing that I'm telling you, if you don't know, she knew. I'm going to play something that I also felt like what you said was instilled in you and your brother. Like, so I'm speaking mostly of you and your brother because, it really wasn't much about them, but,
No
um,
tears.
with Teresa and Bruce, other than what it was. But this is what I know from you and your brother.
No tears.
It was getting close to graduation, but after Big Ma passed away, I could no longer go on. I had let a lot of people down in my family. My mama, grandma, Big Ma. I even let myself down. At that point, I was tired. It was a hard decision, pinging back and forth in my head, that I had to make it. So I closed out the world to stop the conversations that went on in the voice was so loud. I could not focus anymore. I felt like I wasn't living. I was just existing among the lost souls of this world. Sometimes it crossed my mind that being in this world, it would be better off without me. But deep down inside, I knew that voice was the devil trying to take me out, trying to control me. I knew better because I was raised by 3 generations of women that put the fear of God in me at an early age. Their voice is still drilling in my head. You know, if you commit suicide, that's the only sin that God would not forgive you for. Because you can't ask for forgiveness after the fact that you took your own life. And that was the sign for me that the devil speaks to you and God also speaks to you as well. We just have to know in our spirit to identify God's voice, because he always tells you good things and help you make great decisions. He will send a sign from your loved ones, yes, or a stranger to let you know that he came so that we might live. And that be confirmation that God is speaking to me. I wasn't questionable about that anymore. I knew that the other voice that I had heard was pure evil, and it did not want me to live. But our matriarchs always taught us the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy.
So, when I heard that and listened to how you said that, I know it had to come from something deep, deep, deep down. And that was the teaching that was instilled in you by your mother, your grandmother, and your great-grandmother, Big Ma. And I thought about how a lot of times we go through stuff and we just feel like we can't go on no more. I'm happy to know that you're still here with us. And I wanted to know, do you believe not only for yourself, but for Robert, how he's able to endure what he's going through and not do the things that people probably thought would have happened, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I believe, I truly believe, Cookie, that, you know, our ancestors that has passed on, they here with us in spiritual. They spiritual. I believe that. I believe Robert believed that. I believe he talked to my mama, my grandmother, my great grandmother, um, where he's at, and that's what gives him some type of peace, um, and knowing that one day this can be turned around. Um, to not take his life, I think he know better than that. Like I found out.
Right.
Um, I just feel like he's sitting back and he's looking at his life in retrospect, on things, and he's this is what I'm praying for, that he come around. I'm praying that he come around. I'm praying that he, you know, seek God. I'm praying that he seek a lot of things that, you know, we was taught, and that's what we was raised on. Because at the end of the day, it's not man that's holding Robert there. I really truly believe that it is God. I believe God put Robert there to save his life.
Oh, yes.
That's
Yes.
what I believe. um,
Powerful.
because Robert is anointed. He's anointed. If you listen to you saved me. If you listen to I believe I can fly, and just different things, you can tell that he's anointed. That's the music that Robert is meant to do. But when we do secular music, when we do different type of music, it draws different type of
Energy.
people,
Yeah.
energy. The people, the enablers, the people who wants to control situations and people that make you forget about you have a family. People think he just derived from heaven. No, he has a family that he came from. So we I really believe that he getting his thoughts together, and I really believe that he know the right way. It's just up to Robert to find it.
Right. I know we talked about, or I asked about, I just lost my train of thought. I was going to ask a crazy question, which you probably like, girl, you crazy? No. But do you regret going on those tours with him?
No, I don't. I don't regret that. To be honest with you, Cookie, a lot of things that actually happened in my life was meant to happen before I was born.
Okay.
So
Now,
I look at everything. We without a test, there's no testimony.
right, right,
We can't. Because a lot of things that God has brought me and my family through, it has only been Him, and that's what I think. I think God wants to show Robert that it is only Him. Not
right,
not the judges, not the people who make decisions, not the lawyers or not nobody. He want him to know that for him to walk out of that cell and start his life over,
right,
it is only him that can do it.
right.
That's that's
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
that's it. It's only him that can do it, and I just hope that, and I believe with me knowing my brother. I'm not talking about R. Kelly. I'm talking about Robert. With me
Right.
knowing Robert, I believe Robert, and I pray that Robert is taking back control of his life over R. Kelly.
Right. I asked that because, like, when we were talking about MGM and public announcement, I asked you if you thought his life would have turned out differently had he not went that way. I asked that question about the tour because do you think that had you not been on tour with him and going through whatever y'all went through, good and bad, if your relationship would have been better? If he was no part of that business with them, that he could have maybe reached out for help or let you know or say, brothers, I need y'all to help me with this if you were not so close with the tour stuff. You know what I mean?
Um, I don't know, but like Lovell said earlier, I've been knowing Lovell over 30 years, so he's not a new cat that came around, and he's like a brother to me. He is my brother, and I look at it like he was there to bear witness um on the change of things, because one thing about this industry, um you got to be strong. You got to be strong, and you got to be God fearing, because there's so many demonic situations out there that can really change your life for the worse in the blink of an eye. Our mama used to tell us it only take a second to get in trouble, but it take a long time for you to get out of it. And so that speaks into my life, and the decisions that I make now, and I try to stay away from negativity. Um, you know, um, and I try to think about the next move that I'm gonna make before I just go out there all, like my mama and them used to say, willy nilly.
Right,
So it's like, I really think that we everything that we going through, we have to learn from it, and hopefully, I hope that my brother realized the people who he thought was his friends is not his friends. One thing about family, they're gonna always be family. They're gonna
forever.
always be your family, no matter what. And teeth and tongue fall out. People disagree, but at the end of the day, it's love. And I hope Robert know that, because there's been plenty of times that we didn't went. And I gave an example earlier how we was willing to go in any hood where we thought he got dumped on and address that situation, which means we was willing to put our life on the line, especially when you in somebody else's backyard. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just the love. When you love somebody, you're not thinking straight. You thinking this got to be handled. Well, you know what I'm saying? So it's been plenty of times that I didn't put my life on the line for my brother, you know what I'm saying, and my family in general, not just Robert, for my family that's not famous, for my family that didn't have money, for Bruce. You know what I'm saying? For my cousins, because that's what comes along with it when you really care and love somebody. You know,
Absolutely.
That's
I'm
fact.
sorry. I'm
We
here. I'm just choking.
okay.
Yeah.
Got
Back
a opposite.
back to your question about if things would have been different. Everything that's happened has been written, and it's fate. Um, the one thing that this industry will teach you is people will come in and separate you from your loved ones, separate you from the ones who have your interests at heart. And I think a lot of that was going on in the beginning, in the early years. People come in, separate him from his brother. There was always somebody trying to divide and, divide and conquer. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what happened.
like I said, Cookie, when you really look at the whole full picture, you know what I'm saying. No matter what me and my brother or my family went through, I love them to life. And at the end of the day, you know, like I said, I'm a human being. Even when we was kids, if Robert hit me, I'm gonna hit him back. If Bruce hit me, I'm gonna hit him back. You know, if I hit them, they gonna hit me back. That's what people saw. They saw the licks being passed. You know what I'm saying, when it came to different things that we actually experienced that we let the world know. Um, so again, when it come to what I'm saying, a lot of things that happen, yeah, I regret a lot of things, but I also sit back and I look at, you know, in order for something to get fixed correctly, it have to be broke and you have to realize that you broke it in order to fix it. So if you don't realize that, then it's going to continue to go on like everything is okay, everything is all right. I think that Robert started believing all the people that divided us, that family was hating on him because we told him the real. I feel like if a person love you, they gonna tell you, "Hey, bro, you got something on your beard. Don't you finna go do this interview?" They're not gonna allow you to go out there and look like a fool. They're gonna tell you the truth. But when you got people around you that's not gonna say anything because they feel like if they say something to you, then they not gonna be dealing with you no more. And that's what Robert was dealing with. He was dealing with people that wasn't real. They wasn't real with him. They wasn't gonna tell him. Robert used to call me in the studio and say, "Watch these niggas, man." And he say, "Watch when I play this song." They go, "I already know that the beat is off. I
Right.
already know that it's not correct. But watch, they tell me, man, that shit hot." So he identified the people that was lying to him, but he kept them around.
Right. 'Cause that
You
was
know,
that was my thing too. It's like with the industry, yes, we have to be accountable for all that we do and the decisions that we make. But I do believe with the history and the trauma and the past and abuse that Robert endured as a child growing up, it was so easy for the industry to get in his ear and speak badly of the people that they knew loved him and had his best interest at heart. And like Lovell said, we talk about that fame and all that attention you're getting from your fans and people putting you up on a pedestal and not telling you no. It's easy for someone to whisper in your ear and say, "Oh man, they don't mean you no good. They just want to snap from you." And that's how I looked at it. I could be totally wrong.
no, that's exactly how it went down. I mean, it actually went down that way. At that time, we would look like we was the haters because we telling the truth because we love you enough to tell you the truth. These people don't love you enough, but at the same time that they dividing and conquering when it comes to our family, they putting little nuggets over here for theirs. Now,
Right.
most of the people that work for Robert is doing well for themselves now because they put their family and built a family business, and they built off of his blood, sweat, and tears and everything that he accomplished. You know what I'm saying? And they families is straight. They family straight. They made enough money. They made the moves that they made. After dividing us, they was able to really get to my brother because of his lack of education, his inability to be able to really read, write, and comprehend and understand things. So that was their way in too when it came to him signing things that he didn't even know what he was signing.
Right. Was there ever a time that y'all tried to maybe get him in a private? Because I know it was a part in the book where you said you and him got into a big debate in front of Barry, and how he talked and everything. Was there ever a time that, or that was it possible that you could say, hey, bro, let me talk to you from the without nobody else around?
No, that was almost virtually impossible because anything you got to say to me, you can say it in front of them. That was Robert.
Wow.
And that's why I said what I said in front of Barry. I ain't get no fuck. I'm gonna be who I am. So that's why I said what I said in front of him. Since you want me to say what I gotta say, and I can't pull you to the side, I'm gonna say it in front of the person that I have a problem with. I'm gonna
Wow.
say it in front of them. I
Right.
don't talk behind people back. I talk in your face and stand on your toes.
Right.
You kept it real.
Well, I know you have to go to work. I'm gonna give you last thoughts that if there's anything, I'm gonna play. I think I got one more I have to play that I didn't play. Um, Anything that you would like to say to us, to the listening audience, to your brother? Um,
Well, I want to thank everybody that's taking the time out their busy schedule to listen to this interview, and I hope, um, coming from the Kelly family, I speak for the Kelly family on the Kelly family behalf that you guys can learn something from this. And I appreciate y'all tuning in and listening to the music and some of the chapters in the book. Um, and I hope that it can help y'all in y'all life and y'all, if you love somebody in your family and you above 6 feet, try to get it together because I really don't want other people families going through what we went through, and it's hard to put it back together. And I'm trying, and God knows I'm trying, but it takes two to tango, it takes two to get along.
yes, sir.
um so at the end of the day, if it's somebody in your family that you haven't, you with odds with, y'all not gelling right, you know what I'm saying, you only get one life. If you can't make it right and they willing to make it right, make it right.
Um,
And I want to thank you, Cookie and DB, for having me and Lovell on here.
oh, I
On
want
you know
to you.
we appreciate that.
Yes. Like I said, it's all love, baby. It's all love. I did have one last thing. I think you're like that. I wanted to play. Um, Before I play the song. Let me.
Now, Cookie, when you say the song, you talking about my song from the album, right? Yes, ma'am. I love you.
Ain't nobody talking about you. No.
I love you.
Talking about? What's he talking about? What's he talking
I
about?
love you.
I love you too.
That's all I can say, Carey. I love you, Cookie.
Hard with my
My
manager,
song.
lawyer, to sustain.
Lovell, I see how you looking, bro. I really mean that. I really love that song. That's my shit. That's my fucking shit. Carey will tell you I talk shit to him. I fuck with him all the time.
Yes,
He's on
sir.
the side to a foe, and I bother him all the time. I told him,
Closely with
Nick,
Rob,
that's my song.
was minded
I'm sorry, I knocked myself out.
outside the state to work on my projects, still writing. I worked hard with my manager and lawyer to sustain a firm footing. They were calling me for interviews regarding my brother due to the lingering allegations regarding me. Not able to reveal it all, I held back, keeping some things burning a hole in me. Yet, slowly, as I held back my feelings, others who had worked closely with Rob or had relations with him began to tell tales. Even with the rumors, fans supported R. Kelly, believing he had been a victim of scorned lovers and gold diggers. But behind the scenes, it was much deeper than that. Our family, our grandmother, our mother, was a permanent cheering section. We could never honor our fathers. They were not around. But damn, out of respect, our mothers should have been honored and not disregarded. But there were other problems going on within the family that affected us as a greater whole. But for the Kelly family, this had been the raising of our children and the mistakes in raising us, seeing the patterns of troubles as clear as day at my old age. The issues doesn't always mean that it can be fixed as quickly. Healing troubled hearts take time. I have learned how to forgive myself first, even before I begin to forgive others. As a parent, I always had the highest hopes for my children, for them to dream as big and as wide as the open sky. I wanted them to soar in whatever goals and objectives they had for themselves. I could never reach. However, just because you want these things for your children, but one will find and tend to pave out their own way, different from what you taught them to aim for. For my sons, their direction in life had been tainted, trying to identify with who they really were as individuals that made mistakes. The journey through parenthood comes with no guidebooks, and our children, no matter what they have done, need to have a clean slate. For one of my sons, they lost their way, like all Kellys did before them. The sad part about it is one almost lost their life due to bad decision making and ended up shot. Laying in a hospital bed, I am a true believer. There is a cause and effect to all situations that allows for you to be healed or to heal others. The incident with my son opened the door to a conversation with my past, and I was not anticipating to have that conversation. Rushing through the hospital doors, I had been unaware of what happened to my child. As he fought for his life, I nearly drove myself crazy, sitting by the hospital bed, watching him struggle to take breaths. Severely injured from gunshot wounds. I listened to the family and the police officers give the narrative and the rundown on what had happened to my son. And not pleased by the turn of events, I was feeling like my boy was being racially discriminated against. So I made the news, and I received calls from family and friends about my son's well-being. And when I received the last call, it was from my sister, Teresa. emergency phone call for you. The nurse said, it is your sister. She told the nurse. Now I have many female friends I call sister. So if one of them had been reaching me, they would have called my cell phone. And I didn't have a problem with it. Going to the phone, I didn't believe if it had been my real sister. But being on the receiving end, I've been shocked that it was. Hey, Carey, I saw you on the news today. Is he okay, my nephew? She asked. He's not doing too well, Teresa. He's trying to hold on. I responded, getting straight to the small talk. And I zoned out, barely listening to her conversation, when I found myself unable to take the sound of her voice. Based on our past, I decided that it had been time to clear the air. My son was laying in the hospital bed, battling for his life. And I needed for God to hear me. I forgive her. I openly spoke to God in my prayers.
Powerful.
I told her personally, I did.
Yes.
No longer wanting to hold any grudges against my sister for what she had done to me. I let loose. I wanted to let it all go for my son's life. And needing God to know I would do anything for my son, for him to live. So if I had to make peace once more to please him and satisfy him in my personal depths, then so be it. It wouldn't be at that moment. It had to be the central issue lingering over my head for too long. So I had to do it now, fighting back and forth with myself. Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate your concern, sis. I also wanted to let you know that I forgive you for all the bad things that you've done to me. As I told God, I can forgive you. Now, I'm telling you, I said, blurting out, she quickly turned into the person that I knew. You crazy. What are you talking about? She shouted. You know exactly what I'm talking about, sister. I told you, I forgive you for all the bad things that you've done to me. I forgive you. I truly do. From the bottom of my heart. Something's wrong with you. I'm gonna pray for you, bro. You don't ever have to contact me again, she told. Typical response. She had forgotten. She contacted me.
You had to make us cry before we left.
Cookie.
Actually, see, God is good. That wasn't what I was going to play, but it was meant for me to play that. This is what I was supposed to play.
Right. Mute yourself, Cookie.
God is good.
Because you know what I'm going to say, Cookie. Mute yourself. Cause
We wouldn't have never fell apart as a family. And that would have
I
never
see you,
taken
baby.
if we could have shown people
Carey good with those prayers, too, y'all.
war and made examples out of people that tried to tear us apart as a family. We would have been able to weather these storms that life threw at us because our mom taught us the things to look for in people that was not right in our lives and the people who didn't mean us no good. We needed to stick together like Mama taught us before she passed, and to hold her legacy high and love one another. Because I can forgive.
Can you?
Can you? You see, the Kelly family is just like any other family in this world, they don't always see eye to eye. And neither do they get along all the time. My mama used to always say, it takes two to tangle, and it takes two to get along. We needed to break this generational curse that has taken control of our family for many years. When will it stop? The incest, the abuse, and to treat people on the streets better than your own family. That's what all of us are guilty of. We all have made that mistake. We all have our own crosses to carry and our own burdens to bear and our sins to face. I would like to thank everyone who took the time to listen to the Kelly story. Lord, forgive us all. I hope that can help you see your family and ours so you won't make the same mistakes that we did. The Kelly story, Volume 1. Lord, forgive us all.
That was so powerful.
It
Yeah, it
was.
was. Hey, Cookie. Hey, Cookie.
Yes.
You want to drop the link for
This goes out to all the queens.
For who?
You want to drop the link for Unc only. Uncle Jojo only.
Is
Drop
that
the link
okay
for
with Carey? Because we.
I know what you're finna say. Drop the link for Uncle Jojo only. Nobody else. Don't hit this link. It don't matter. If you hit the link, you ain't getting that.
That's cool.
We dropped the link for Uncle Jojo. Nobody else. So don't hit the link or else you won't be getting up anyway. So Uncle Jojo. Hit that link, well, she finna get ready to drop it.
Now you know somebody else gonna hit it.
Well, they can't.
It don't even matter. It don't even matter. No, they not. They not. They don't do that. They don't do that.
No, they pretty respect.
They don't even. They
respect. Like me over
this
here.
Good vibes only. This good vibes only, bro. This good vibes only. And Cookie's my boss. Even though I started this shit, Carey, and I made this shit, Carey. Cookie's my boss.
You better know it.
She run me. She tell me what the fuck to do. Okay, I'm
be
done.
quiet, please. Uncle, you got me call him Uncle, Brother Jojo.
Right? Yeah.
Let me know. If not, I just want to say thank you once again to Carey Kelly and Mr. Lovell. I can't get over it.
Brother
I love that better. I love the yeah.
I ain't gonna say nothing to Carey because I always say something to him. So I'm not gonna say nothing to him. But appreciate you, Brother Lovell.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And I hope we'll be able to do this soon. I definitely can't wait to see the new video that's coming out. If y'all want to, it's up to y'all. If you want to stay backstage, so if you want to talk a little bit or not, I'm gonna play.
Don't go nowhere, y'all.
You can't tell people. I'm your boss.
Cookie. No, hold on. No. Hold on. No, Brother Lovell, Carey, don't go nowhere, y'all. Don't. Yeah, stay right there. Don't drop them. Don't do nothing. We got this. Cookie, she know what I'm talking about. Hold on, baby.
See, this is what we really do.
I love you.
I'm being on my best.
I love you.
Company.
Let me finish. I love you.
I love you too.
Let me finish. Okay, go ahead. Damn. Yeah, I hate women. Go ahead.
This is Do You Know Who You Are? Oh God, I wish I could have played a song for y'all.
I need you to play my song on the outro though. If you let me finish. She talks so fast.
What song?
What's my favorite song from the album? Girl, if you could play
I played it already.
I said I want you to play it again. Yes.
You're a queen. You know you're a queen.
No.
You are. Stand up, baby.
No.
I'm gonna stand up.
You are. You know.
I'm a queen. This is for me.
Okay, I love you.
Know
Wait,
who you are. Do you know who you are? Stop. Baby girl, do you know who you are? You the sun and the
don't
moon
worry about us,
of a
Carey.
star.
We
I can
playing,
see
Carey.
it in my dreams, so close but far. You be moving real fast, switching gears like a car. Be them haters in your mirror, cause they know who you are. But you can't even see it, cause you blinded by the sky. The beauty in your DNA reflects who you are. Kind soul, good spirit, fine woman with a heart. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Stop. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Stop. They should open doors to your car and treat you like a queen of love, just who you are. Never answer to a name unless it's given by God. You're not a B, you're not an H, you just a woman in charge. He not for you and be mad when you projected your heart. Cause the way it's gon' end is the way it's gon' start. So accept nothing less than you deserve. He don't respect you, baby, then you got to kick him to the curb. Kick him to the curb. You know who you are.
I'm a queen.
Do you know who you are? Stop. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Stop. You gotta make sure that you put yourself first. Hair done, nails done, outfit that match your purse. Red bottoms on your feet with Chanel bags. At the mall with your girls when you pop tags. You independent, pay your own way and don't brag. Cause you remember all the times when you didn't have. Never let a man come and take you down. Cause you a queen and it's a king that should only wear the crown. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Stop. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Stop. Keep your head up high, baby, to the heavens. And
Amen.
don't let nobody come tear you down. And know that all your strength comes from God. He created you from the rib of a man to give us strength. To all my queens out there, stay strong. Sign. King Religion.
Religion. Religion. Religion. Y'all ain't ready. New album coming out.
Once again, thanks everybody for coming out. Carey Kelly, thank you, my sweetie. Mr.
Thank you,
Lovell,
Cookie. Thank you. I
thank you.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you, my
New
brother.
album coming out.
Blessings
Go
to
ahead.
you all. Cookie will be
Hold on.
coming back. Steven. Cookie the Real will be coming back to y'all soon. I'm just, in the process of moving, but I may be coming back before the actual move. So please keep your notifications on. Like, share, subscribe, and push that like button.
That's right.
Blessings to you all. Good night.
Where the fire flames at? Go ahead, Carey. Tell them where to purchase that album again. One more time. You know.